What is up, everybody? Welcome to the cast. Oh no, I can hear myself.
Oh God.
What is happening? Okay, there we go. Off to a great start already. I am joined by Goji 401. How you doing?
Doing great. Excited for this race today.
I'm excited too. Oh my goodness, Dan has an ad. How is this? Uh, hold on.
Already going well.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the website. There we go. So we got some interesting loadouts here today. Some pretty tough ones. We're starting out with Chef, and then
Blaze. Yeah.
yeah, and then we got a loader as a little bit of a reprieve, and then Seeker. I don't. What is your opinion on Seeker?
Seeker's interesting. I mean, I'll definitely get more thoughts during the race, but she's not the strongest, but she can farm gold really fast. So, or farm money really fast. So it depends on the run, but I think she's exciting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then Blade Accurate at the end, which is just always a good time. Tell you the exciting thing today is we got 3 Australians versus Faku right now. So it's Faku versus the entire continent of Australia.
Yeah, we do have a lot of Australia. There was a point today where we thought Faku wasn't going to be able to race, and we were just going to have an all Australian race.
We avoided disaster though. Faku showed up.
Okay. Okay, we shouldn't get ads anymore. I think we're good to start on this first loadout here. So, race is gone today. I'm going to be casting. Unfortunately, you're stuck with me.
I don't say that.
No, because it's already like I'm running into issues. Is it really dark on the cast?
Yeah, it is really dark on the
Why is it so
cast.
dark?
It looks like you like turn the brightness down, like specifically on the dark areas of the stream.
Uh-huh.
It's not like that on the multicast, of course. Yeah, just looking like that
Dude.
on stream. It kind of looks like when you get the visual bug in Risk of Rain into update
Yeah, it does.
when it gets really dark.
Okay. I think.
Well, you work on that. We're getting to this first loadout though. Spawn
Okay.
into Titanic Plains. We got Chef with Glaze.
I think I know why that's happening. Actually, once we get in the game, it actually looks a lot better.
Yeah.
Loadout or stage 5, that might be an issue again though.
We see Brian's running straight towards this Halcyon Shrine, which kind of is the new meta of the DLC, is go hit that Halcyon Shrine, spawn the Halcyon Golem, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Get a pick of an item and go from there.
You can leave a lot faster when you do that.
Yeah. And it's just better than the TP in most situations. I mean, you get gold afterwards, you get to pick out of 1 of 3 items, especially when a lot of white items are just stronger than a green item.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's smart. Faku finding a Void Cradle, getting the Weeping Fungus, taking a little bit of a different path out of the teleporter. Definitely a nice early pickup. Just guarantees healing for the whole run.
Yeah. And Chef, man, this is a really tough loadout. I don't know that we've gotten Glaze in a race yet. We've only had Chef a handful of times. And Chef is notoriously difficult to play. Probably the worst survivor. Well, I'd say absolutely the worst survivor in the game right now.
Yeah, especially this loadout. It's just really difficult. Like once you get to later stages, you don't really have a good way of dealing with flying enemies, and you have your M1, but your M1 it has a low proc coefficient. It's tough to aim. It doesn't actually do a lot of damage. So unless you have a lot of items and damage multiplication to back that up, you're stuck in this difficult situation.
Mm-hmm. Okay, hopefully the color's a little bit better now. Oh boy, off to a rough start. Well, we're going. We're going. Man, I was scrambling like the last 30 minutes before the race trying to get everything set up. Ooh, we got a quail from the... I don't... What do you call that? The potential?
Yeah, there's surely a name for it. I don't know what it is, though.
Man, this is so slow. Like, look at how tanky this Halcyon is.
Yeah.
They're really struggling. Maybe they could cheese it.
Quail's a great pickup.
It is.
Just, I mean, gives you more speed than most items are actually going to give you for speed.
And I don't know, but I wonder if there's a way to like transfer the speed from Quail into like damage with Chef, because Chef's shift kind of works similar to Multi's, where the more damage it does, or the faster you go, the more damage it does.
Huh, I never knew that. This is a really solid stage 1, though. There's 2 combat shrines, which just speeds everything up. And I mean, I think what we're going to see everybody do is have a pretty slow stage 1 and maybe not full loot the stage, but really try to loot as much as possible. And especially now that we see Brian's going into the speed printer over on the far side of the map, I think everybody's going to be looking for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hopefully everybody sees it, because that's really good here.
Yeah, it's kind of hidden behind this this rock near the teleporter. I think everybody should find it.
It's near TP.
Yeah.
There's a wrap back there in a multi-shop. I would probably try to grab that. Wrap is great for so many reasons. Oh, is that a printer? I think that's a printer.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, that's really nice.
But
I think especially on a survivor like... Oh, wow, is Brian leaving? That is really quick.
already.
We'll have to see how that pays off. But
Interesting.
anyways, especially on a survivor like Chef, where you really have to like get up and close and personal to your enemies, I think Wrap pays huge dividends.
It does. And like, I mean, it reduces your damage on every single hit. Like, it's a great solution for the moon with the Chimera wisps, and then as well, if you get pennies later on, it's a great combo there.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's one of the best white items you can find, especially early on. I think like wraps, gas, and speed are what you want out of a stage 1. Now, I'm a little bit worried about Brian leaving so quickly here, because it is Chef. You have to remember, like, even if you feel confident in the early game, this can really spiral out of control if you're not getting the damage.
And it's important we look at the stages coming up as well. I mean, like, Wetland's a really difficult stage to loot. The stage 3 Treeborn Colony is not the biggest stage. You know, there might not be quite as much loot there, and there's often a lot of equipment try shops taking up those credits. So could miss out on something earlier that he needs.
Speaking,
and the band could be that thing earlier that you get from TP.
Speaking of missing out,
yeah,
it looks like Faku missed out on that as well.
Oh,
That's the question. Like, do you kill the Vagrant and get the band? Or do you just leave early?
That's often a really good strategy, is just killing the boss and then leaving.
Right.
So it's like, you hit Halcyon Shrine, you loot up, you kill the boss, and then you don't hit TP, you just leave out of the Halcyon portal.
No need to sit there for a minute and a half charging when you can just leave. It looks like Brian found a Sail Star somewhere on this map. What do you think the play for that is? Equipment?
I think equipment's great. Maybe damage chest, if you see a damage chest, is great as well. Just because damage is going to be, I think, the thing that they really need late into the game. But I don't like it when players spend too much time kind of not buying chests to get the perfect Sail Star. It's kind of like trying to apply that macro gameplay that works in full loot runs. Of course, it's great. It's going to get you the best items possible, but you don't want to spend too much time worrying about it. So.
No. I think usually with equipment, it's pretty worth, because they're such game changers. Like, if you find the recycler, somebody else doesn't, you're almost playing an entirely separate seed. And
especially on a survivor like Chef, where you might be struggling with damage, if you hit the Sail Star and the second equipment is a capacitor, you just get a different run. You don't have to play Chef anymore. You can play capacitor.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd love to see them, at least one of them, do that.
Yeah. There's also later on, if you find an adaptive chest, that can be really useful.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's such an interesting mechanic how it just doubles up the
Yeah.
specific item. Which it's kind of fun. It gives you a lot of agency of
It does.
what you can actually use that Sail Star for.
It makes you think about kind of the stacking of it too.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes that quick decision just even more difficult where you start to think like, is this item good? Now is this item good if I stack it? Like
Yeah. When you get like the double ATG, it's pretty strong.
yeah.
Or something like a feather might be okay if you have two, but do you really need to? It certainly helps, but I feel like you can usually get away with one. And I think that's the case with a couple green items.
Dan's in a bit of a sticky situation here. He should be fine, but I'm a little scared about this bell combined with these beetles.
Yeah.
Just gotta be careful here.
He needs to try to use his passive a little bit to heal up.
Yeah, definitely.
Chef has like a really weird mechanic where
And that's a 5 for Dan.
I think I'm a little bit behind. Oh no. Yep. There it is. Looks like he got taken out by that bell.
Yeah, just had too many enemies crammed into one spot and wasn't really able to strafe them.
Doesn't have AoE.
Baku just picked up a roll of pennies. He did not get a wrap stage 1 though, so it's not quite as strong, but
okay.
Definitely a strong item regardless. I mean, you can always utilize the charge shift on Chef as a way to like boost your armor and farm some pennies.
That's true. When you hold the shift on Chef, you get the armor, but then once you're in the dash itself, you don't get it. It's kind of weird.
You don't, yeah, exactly. It's like kind of tricky because if you realize you're gonna like fall damage, whereas like you might have the muscle memory of multi to just use your shift and like just press the button. You have to hold it down to get it.
I think it's kind of interesting. It adds a little bit of skill to it.
Yeah, definitely.
But what I was going to say with Chef, there's an interesting mechanic where, like, if you're using an ability, so like if you're using the dash, for instance, and you hit an enemy with a cleaver, it'll think you hit the enemy with the dash as well. So you're just instantly going to get 2 debuffs doing that. And that's a very easy way you can take advantage of Chef's passive.
That's interesting. Tell you, I'm a little worried about Ruddy. I mean, he just has so few items, and he has a lot of gold right now or money, but he's gonna have to spend a lot of time looting this stage, and to spend it all, he's gonna get out of here like 12 minutes.
Getting a Will-O-Wisp, that's really good though.
Oh, that is great.
A bit of AoE. I noticed Faku picked up a key here, which I think is smart because if you hold on to that key, you can potentially use the lockbox on the moon. It's kind of a crapshoot because you don't know if you're going to find it, but
yeah,
Sail Star is useless on the moon otherwise. Oh, there's also an adaptive right next to TP here. So we might see some Sail Star and a Z construct. Yikes.
Yeah, Z construct is so difficult with Chef specifically. I mean, this is what I was talking about earlier, how you have these enemies that go all the way up in the air, and you just don't have much range on your abilities with Chef. So, I mean, exactly, you can see Faku's getting all the way up there using that glaze, using that M2, and hopefully not dying here.
Faku did find an ice band on the stage.
Yeah, he actually got it out of the Sail Star of a large chest. So I don't know if it was the Sail Star that gave it to him or not.
There's a rat printer on the stage, and it looked like it would have gone off the cliff. I'm always so paranoid on this map because half the items just fall off. It's the one
it's
thing
really
about
actually
this
like
map.
a beautiful stage, but then when you actually play it, it's just so sketchy. Like you're always falling off the edge. And I think on Eclipse 8 specifically, it just becomes a much more difficult stage.
It does.
Than most players experience it as.
Man, this Z construct is really proving to be a challenge.
Yeah.
Baku's handling it well. but
I'm curious for Ruddy if he waits, if he could potentially get two Zai constructs.
mm,
It'd get much more difficult here.
that would be
Of course, on the
horrible.
other hand, he could find the
Oh,
gas and it could be way easier. So never really know.
Brian trying to take the opportunity. It went kind of lower to the ground. He's like, you know what? I'm going to shift into this thing, try to use my ice band. Worked out pretty well, actually. Zeiss sucks on this map, though.
Yeah. But yeah, right now everybody's looking solid. However, I don't think they have items that are going to feel great when they get to like late stage 4, stage 5. Definitely not in Mithrix. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if they all really just start taking their time, getting as many items as they can.
Already used
It
the
looks
Sail Star on a big chest. Gets a chance doll and an ice band.
okay. Yeah, that's what it was. So the chance doll was the Sail Star item because I just
Ah,
saw Raydans hit it and get the ice band. So
is anyone going to do the adaptive?
yeah, I'd think, I mean, maybe they haven't seen it, but I'd think that's what you'd really want to use the Sail Star for.
Dan doesn't have the Sail Star, so
Oh,
does
true.
have three
Yeah, I see his
bands though.
wings. Yeah, yeah, because he did the stage 1 TP, and then it looks like he found another ice band. Others didn't.
Yeah, must have been somewhere on stage 2. Oh, yeah. Looks like Faku found that as well. Wait, Faku found it. Faku has 2 now. So the first ice band Faku found, I don't know where that's from.
Yeah, there could be two on this stage, and we're seeing adaptive chest for Brian. Let's look what he can grab. Takes the APR. I like that decision a lot. I think a lot of people see items like APR or Delicate Watch or like a hoof in a adaptive chest, and they think like, oh, I could get something better than that. But those are the items you need.
Yeah, 20% faster Mithrix.
Yeah,
Not exactly,
exactly.
but damage wise.
Yeah.
A warped echo. Honestly, I would just leave that on the ground.
Yeah,
It's
that item just trolls you.
it's an active detriment. Makes you take 50% more curse damage.
Faku got crit and banned from a small damage chest via Sail Star. That is what the chat's saying.
Okay. What a
Interesting.
gamble.
I think for me, oh, and there's an APR printer actually. I think people will go heavily into this if they see it.
So the crit must be
Right.
the Sail Star item because if Dan found the band there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And crit's great on Chef, not getting affected by that proc coefficient, just getting a great buff in your damage.
Baku's leaving. And I think
Yeah, and
Brian's on
this is
his
where
way
the
out as
run
well.
really this is where the run really becomes telling is how strong they actually are as they get to the stage 4 and you start to see enemies like bells, enemies like greater wisps,
Yeah.
or I mean not greater wisps here, but just these bigger, tougher flying enemies that how does Chef deal with them? And like right now, Faku's able to
Yeah.
get up and close to this one, but when there's
It's
an
difficult
Elder
though.
Lemurian chasing him, it's gonna be much scarier.
Look how much difficulty Faku's having with this singular ice spell.
Yeah.
It's really tough. And not finding the APR printer is really gonna hurt him, I think. And it's a shame nobody found that before teleporter. I'm looking at Ruddy right now, and I'm kind of getting nervous because if you look at everybody's items and just like the amount they have, and then you look at Ruddy, Ruddy seems
Yeah.
pretty behind.
Yeah, I don't want him to leave here. I basically want him to full loot this stage. Just grab as much as he can.
I wonder what happened there.
I mean, stage 1 was funky. Oh, yep, there we see that ice band. But stage 1 didn't have as many items, and I think Ruddy spent time as if there were more items there, which didn't really play to his favor.
Ooh, Faku got an alien head out of a small chest from the Sail Star.
Yeah, I wonder if that's our Sail Star item. It looks like Brian did the same thing, so it's hard to tell.
Interesting. That specific chest.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like Faku's strategy with the Sail Star is don't think about it. Just open the chest normally. And so far
Yeah.
it's been working.
Something to note, Faku did not find the APR printer. So we see Brian has what, 4 APR?
Yeah.
Raydan says 4
We
APR.
can see Ruddy going into it now.
Yeah.
Probably going to get 4.
Losing the watch, that always hurts. It's the worst when you're like, okay, I'll print one more, don't want to lose any damage items. Then you lose the damage item and you're like,
Yeah.
man.
But Ruddy doesn't have speed anymore. It's got that one Mocha now in the Quail, but that's kind of the consequence when you haven't been getting as much loot. Like, those printers are so much worse. Oh, Faku is dead for me.
Oh man. Oh yeah, his is dead for me as well. I can go check in on him. I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's it's par for the course. This happens quite often with Faku, unfortunately. Very good racer. One of the best. Internet, not one of the best. All right. So it looks like everybody's on stage 4 now. I'm just worried about Ruddy here. I think Ruddy's really going to struggle. Really what Ruddy needs is a capacitor. Like, I think that's the only thing at this point that would save him.
All right, he is restarting his stream.
Okay.
So it's not a race with Faku if the stream doesn't go down, you know?
Yep. Just looking for that hidden capacitor. I'm really surprised they're not using their Sail Stars on equipment. That, like, with this many bands, that would be what I would try to go for.
Yeah, you get a capacitor, the run it plays itself from there. You just have your damage.
There's also the possibility of using the Sail Star on the big chest here. I guess the only person that could do that would be Ruddy. I don't know if he's going to go for it. I don't know. Do you think that's ever worth it?
It's like hard to say. I feel like, I mean, there's rarely times where it's ever worth even hitting the large chest. It's kind of one of those things where you just realize you're in a situation where you had more money than you thought, and you'll hit it right when you leave the stage. So it's much more difficult to preemptively say like, hey, I'm in a position where I'm going to farm 5,000 gold and then not spend that on all the small and large chests.
Right.
Like, maybe you spawn into like
You get a gup event or something.
Yeah, like I think you do that.
Ruddy just got fall damaged by that worm. Love to see
Did
it.
he just get slammed?
It looked like it. That he wasn't even in the air though. He just like ran into the side of it and it just destroyed him. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but worms are just scarier now. They'll just kill you. I don't know.
That's a thing they've always done, but I definitely have noticed it more with the DLC.
I think we're gonna start seeing a lot of +5s here. If we look down at Dan, he's just struggling to kill this
Bell.
like, and then look up at Brian, and he's got 210 sacks of curse. He was able to kill the boss. I think he played it slow and coped it out a little bit. But he has a golden bell and some elders and some other bells chasing him, so not easy.
Oh, nice. Well, when he finally clears the teleporter, he's going to be rewarded with an unstable transmitter.
Yeah. Which I'm honestly surprised people are picking up. That item just kind of trolls you.
It does. Imagine if it was a pillar skip, though. It just teleports you straight to Mithrix.
That'd be awesome.
Ugh, I get nervous every time I see Dan run into this worm now. Because I feel like he's just going to get ruddied. Okay. I'm getting word that Faku is back.
Okay, great news.
Okay. There he is. Nope. Why is this not working? There we go. All right. How is Faku dealing with this? Looks like Faku has cleared the teleporter.
Oh, and a +5 on Brian.
So is it just Faku who hasn't +5'd here?
Yeah, it's crazy because I just made a prediction that was someone finishes the run without a +5, and then just frame one, Brian. Brian took one, making the prediction
Interesting.
just does Faku finish without a +5. So
Now, this could be big for Faku here because we have a rule where in order to be eligible
Oh.
for bonus points, you have to. Oh my goodness, the sonorous whispers on ready. Sorry, in order to be eligible for bonus points, you have to not +5. So
yeah,
Faku, if he just finishes the run without dying, is probably looking at bonus points here.
yeah, it's kind of a rule that ends up inadvertently benefiting really difficult runs where almost everybody +5s, because just by surviving, you get that advantage over everybody else.
Looks like Ready found an afterburner. Or not Ready, Faku. Ready found the sonorous whispers. A lot of reds on that stage. Interesting.
Yeah,
Was that
and
the
Sonic,
legendary?
I
The
don't
the afterburner?
know.
The sonorous whispers was like up top, kind of near TP.
I don't
Just
think
on
it
that
was the
rock.
legendary, 'cause I saw him picking it up kind of on an upper level.
Okay. Looks like
But
Brady found a second
yeah,
sales star.
Sonic Whispers is nice, but getting at stage 5, you get like 2, 3 items out of it. It's not gonna make that much of an impact. Whereas getting it like stage 1 can really change a whole run. I'm intrigued about this equipment barrel that Ruddy's walking
I
up
am
to right
too.
now. He uses the sales star and gets
Has 2 sales
well,
stars.
he gets your favorite item.
Oh. Oh, the saw.
Okay.
That could actually be really good.
Yeah,
That's a solution for phase 3.
yeah.
I don't know how much
I
Reddy has practiced it, but
And I'll tell you, it's something that I think for a long time in the community, it's been this like running joke of like Disputed and his useless saw tech. I think a few of us now strongly believe that saw tech is
yeah.
very strong. And if you're consistent with it and can get it first try, it just
Yeah.
completely plays phase 3 for you.
You got to practice it. It's very possible to get consistent. It's just dealing with pizza and trying to saw tech at the same time is really challenging. And then you have the ads too.
Yeah. And that's why you need to get it first try. If you don't get it first try, you get too many ads, it becomes too difficult.
I think like getting it initially is really difficult. But then like once pizza starts, it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because Mithrix is so much more predictable.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that was the sales star item or not, based on how other
Yeah,
people use their sales star, because that could actually be a pretty big game changer, especially having bans as well. Oh, and we see a gun
it could be.
out of the other sales star
Ah,
equipment.
and also I want to point out Ruddy is really starting to come back in the loot department. I'm looking at his build here, and it is not too far off from everybody else. Still has
No,
probably a fewer items, but it's not as significant as it was like a stage ago.
yeah, and on the other hand, we see Brian, who was initially going really quick, didn't get those APRs, and oh no, Brian did get the APRs. I'm tripping, but he's still going very slow. Still kind of struggling to keep up, and sometimes those a few extra items you get stage 2, stage 1 really lead to time saved later on in the run.
It's true. It was Foggy that didn't get the APRs.
Yeah, Faku.
So we'll see. I mean, it seems like they're pretty stacked on economy here. Everybody except Faku has 2 golems, and Faku has 1. Damn. Faku has 4 ice bands.
Wow.
Well, okay. That was interesting. Dan just got an alien head out of a Sail Star. Oh yeah, that's right, because we have Sail Star
Yeah.
seeded. Oh, interesting. So we're gonna have to look back, and I'm wondering if there's some like seeding issues then. If Ruddy or if Faku got the afterburner when maybe he was supposed to get the alien head. What type of chest did he
Hmm.
open? Does anybody in chat know? Because if it was a small
Yeah, I'm
chest,
not
he
sure.
should have gotten an alien head there.
I can't lie. I straight up just don't know how seeding works for Sailstar.
Oh, and there's a
I
bottled chaos for Ruddy. I think so. What it does is it's kind of similar to bottled chaos. The it's based off like the type of chest you open. So if everybody opens a small chest, even if it's like a different small chest on the map, it should give you the same Sail Star item. If you
gotcha.
open like a big chest, it'll be different. But it'll be like the same for every big chest.
Hmm. And that carries over through stages as well.
Uh, I'm not sure if it carries over through stages.
Hmm.
I think it might be a thing that's
Stage by
resets like
stage.
each stage. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
Falk again.
Ruddy fell through the map.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it didn't take a lot of damage, luckily, but that's it. Whenever that happens, it's terrifying
Oh, yeah.
because you have no idea if you're about to die or not.
Yeah, especially on a survivor without a lot of like mobility. And I like Reddy's choice to clear this void seed here.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Uh,
got some damage, but definitely not like overwhelming damage. Doesn't have a pillar skip either.
reminder, we
Oh,
do
but he does have a pillar skip. He has a chrysalis right there that he just picked
nice.
up.
Reminder, we do have a mod on that gives the pre DLC physics, so host skipping is a thing. And
Yep.
actually, I think host skipping is a thing with Chef, even without that. Weirdly.
You see Falcon
What
picking up
the?
another
Yeah,
afterburner.
from that shrine.
Crazy.
It's got to be that chance doll.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I think so.
Now there's a tiny chance that you can get a yellow item from a chance shrine with that item, but it's
Oh
like
yeah,
I did
like
tests of
3%
it
or
though.
something,
It's
right?
it's lower than that. I did tests
Oh
of
wow,
it and I did 5,000 shrine hits. I got 2.
that's insane.
So unless I have some dream RNG, like even the wiki is wrong with its insanely low odds.
Yeah, maybe it's like supposed to be 3, but it's actually 0.03 or something.
I think Dan took another +5 here.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
see
I
what
missed it.
happened.
Meanwhile, Falky's going to the moon, and I like this a lot. Falky picked up a feather there, which gives him that ability to dodge Mithrix really consistently.
Yeah,
He's got 4 ice bands, 2 crit. I mean, not going to be a fast fight by any means, but
no.
he'll be able to survive at least. 2 opals as well, which just means he can take a lot of hits.
Everybody else is
And close to the
running
chaos skip.
drones. I think Ruddy has a really good shot here.
Yeah, I think that pillar skip.
Like, even though he has that +5, Faku has to do pillars, and that's maybe not going to account for a full 5 minutes, but it's certainly gonna put Ruddy back in the running.
Yeah, and we'll see what the pillars are. Oh, and Faku in a really scary spot right now with this perfected wisp shooting him.
Ah, yeah, those are really hard to deal with, especially on Chef, because Chef just has
Yeah.
no aerial options really. You got your cleaver, and that's kind of it. You can shoot your oil, but
Yeah, and I think
nobody
like
knows
phase
if that's
2,
gonna
they're
hit.
not quite as bad because they all spawn like low to the ground and you can get up close to them in different ways.
Yeah, they're not
But when they're
perfected.
flying around the moon.
You can use your APRs on them too. Oh,
And We see Dan opening the equipment chest, getting the gun after finishing the TP, and
Whoops.
just making the most disappointed face.
Yeah, it probably would have
Was-
saved him too, because he died during that TP.
Yeah, yeah. And he does pick up the gun, I guess, hoping something else will spawn, but I don't see what's going to spawn after the TP.
It's interesting. Like, oftentimes we see a lot of racers do the exact same thing with items. Like, we've been playing this. There's Survivors of the Void for like what 2 years. Like, people are very comfortable with them, but you can see like now with Sailstar, people are kind of don't know. Everyone's kind of doing something different.
And this is scary for Faku. I mean, he doesn't know it, but the name of the game here is even if you have to sacrifice 5 minutes, play safe and don't +5. He has that time to spare, but he's going to be playing with a lot of urgency, and I'm worried that he's going to be a little bit too aggressive and take a +5. I mean, he's already got a lot of curse.
Yeah.
Faku on the other hand, I mean, Ruddy on the other hand, getting into the arena right now
Mm-hmm.
has that pluripotent larva as an extra life, which he probably
Ooh.
doesn't want to use because he's got a bunch of bans right now.
So the saw, I think, was not the Sailstar item. So they could have potentially gone in here with the saw. And to be honest, I think doing pillars, if you had the saw, could have been worth it.
Yeah. Oh, and is this going to be a +5? This is very close.
But going in with drones is like not what you want to see.
No. And I mean, like, the drones are nice. I think they're kind of an underrated item. They just do a lot of distracting. But
They do, but they don't let you skip
not
phase 3.
enough. Yeah. And especially when you all have all these bans, the saw is very strong.
See,
Looks like Ruddy's the only one that found the skip, though.
yeah,
And those bans on the shift are actually doing really solid damage for him.
they are. And then I assume nothing good in the soups because nobody's really going for it. Like I saw a chronic expansion, huge.
It sucks though. It's so much harder to see. You have to like walk up to the soups and like visually see them all now.
Yeah, you used to be able to ping one of them because there's like weird. I don't even know what caused it, but you could ping the soup from across the map and kind of see what was in it.
It was definitely janky. Like it was kind of weird, but it was really nice as a racer just being able to like check for one equipment. And the transmitter actually just saved Brian's life. He was about to take a full but not for long. Brian actually takes on a +5. But he was about to take a full volley of a golem shot, and the transmitter jumped him out of the way.
All right. Be funny if it just teleported him back to the start of commencement.
But Faku's managed to get through the difficult part of this moon, which is pillars. Has a lot of curse, but I don't think curse is as big of a deal when he's got a wrap and 2 opals to just deal with those hits from Mithrix.
Yeah.
I'd like to think he can make up the 5-minute difference.
But,
or I guess hold that 5-minute difference.
I mean, Faku's in the fight now as well, and Faku's getting through it pretty quick. He's got that 4 ice bands. That's hard to compete with. Although, I mean, Faku doesn't have the APRs. Has 1.
True. Does have the Murph though, so he'll get some
Yeah.
occasional Murph rocks, which are
Has 2 afterburners, so you can just spam that shift. Interesting. It looks like most of Faku's speed is just with quails. Has 3 of them right now.
Yeah, looking at the other 2, Brian looks like he's having a very bad time. I mean, he's been back to this low of HP kind of the whole time during pillars, just going in a circle trying to make it work.
That's so sad. One of the nice things about Chrysalis here is you can use your shift in the wisps.
True. And you just get some extra speed, which means I think some extra damage as well.
Yeah. Oh, and Dan is going for the crit soup here.
Oh, I
I
think
think
that's a
that,
solid play.
yeah, losing the afterburner sucks, but no, didn't even lose it.
Yeah. I don't know if he had two afterburners like
I don't think he did. I
Valkyrie.
think I'm not sure exactly what he had. But I think he had like an alien head, a bottled chaos, and then something else. Uh,
Just great job of Ruddy like taking a +5 and being able to bounce back from that and just play consistent, play
yeah,
smart, play safe.
it's hard.
Really difficult to do, especially in the first loadout as well. I mean, that feeling when you're so confident and then you take a +5 and it just drains everything out of you and you're like, oh, what does this run mean anymore?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to fight that.
It is. It's something we don't really see a lot of here, but like the mental aspect of racing is, I would say, just as important or even more important than gameplay.
Oh, definitely.
Because it can really screw up your entire game if you just lose the first loadout miserably. Like you lose all momentum.
Yeah.
I will say though, like with Chef, I think it's maybe a little bit easier to tell yourself, maybe other people are struggling here too.
Definitely.
If you do that on loader though, like man, oh
Oh,
and
yeah.
oh that's a plus V for Ruddy.
Oh, and he's going to lose a lot of damage now, having Void Ban instead of those.
Yeah,
Well, I guess he only had. It's hard to see, it's so small. I guess he only had two. Yeah, he only had two bans, so it's not a huge damage reduction. Still a little bit. Yeah, if Vaku can just hold on here and not +5, I
yeah,
think he's in a really good spot
just play it
and could
safe.
still potentially get bonus points.
I don't know. I think if Ruddy doesn't die again, he can deny Faku bonus points at the very least.
I'd like to think so. It's just interesting how much damage he'll actually have during phase 3 losing those bans.
I don't know.
'Cause I think a lot of it is just using that shift.
I feel like we're probably going to see another death from Ruddy, and I think we're going to see and we're
Yeah.
going to see a death from Faku as well. I think the plus fives are just getting started. We see Brian and Dan getting into the fight now. Both have 2+5s. It's going to be
Yeah.
a little bit close between them. Brian is ahead there, but it's just hard to say because it's at the beginning of the fight, in like phase 3. We could have like 5+5s, and like that is a very easy thing to happen.
Yeah, tough first loadout to go through. Having this many +5s and feeling that.
Oh,
Faku is offline. I'll go check back in with him one more time. Oh,
no.
I have a question.
Yes.
okay.
What if I got pushed through the floor in Mithrix Phase 1?
Uh, so what happened?
I just got phased through the ground. Am I just no clipping back into the arena? Or?
Yeah, so actually leaving the arena during the Mithrix fight is not allowed, so you are disqualified.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Okay, good, thank you.
just no clip.
No clip back up. Yeah.
Okay. God damn it.
All right. I will go check on Faku and let him know his stream is down.
Okay, let's see if Dan can pull out the quick no clip command. Oh, he's good. I wonder what happened there. I want to watch that back. Oh, it looks like Faku is back. So we'll see if Goji. Hey, I think Faku's back.
Yeah, he just came back up.
Okay, like as soon as you left.
What I was gonna say though is I think it's a little deceiving as Faku's doing during this fight because he came into the fight with so much curse. It looks like he's been struggling, but he's actually been playing very solid, not taking too much damage.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the curse is from pillars as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Faku's doing a great job not having feather here. And not having
he's
any
got- he's
real
got feather.
speed. Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm fake news. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's got to be helping a lot. Who doesn't have feather here?
Think looks like Brian doesn't, and Dan doesn't.
I don't think Dan does either. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, you really start to feel phase 3 when you have to jump over that shockwave.
Yeah. I wonder if Dan's going to go for a saw tech here, because that could put him ahead of Brian.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just how much has he practiced it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've never heard him talk about it. It's one of those things where you really got to know. You can't just go for it and hope it works out. This is scary for Faku, though. I think, if he gets his opal down and then takes a swipe, that's a +5. So he's got to play really smart here.
Every tech I've discovered has a strong possibility of you dying. Oh, Ruddy is making me nervous with these pizzas. Really having to back up because of the ads.
Yeah, and we can see Faku's kind of caught up. Oh, and something we've kind of forgotten about Faku is he paused for a little bit. So real-time Faku's actually doing really solid. He's at 41.
Oh, yeah.
Ruddy's at 48. So if he just finishes, he'll get a bonus point for sure.
It's like an additional 2 minutes. Oh.
But either way, without losing those bands, he has caught up.
Faku is...
Stream down.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Give him a minute, he's back up.
Oh, nope. It's a PowerPoint.
And this is the most difficult part of the fight. Just staying smart and diligent. Not trying to end it too early.
Like, Faku is so close to dying right now. 369 curse stacks. Really good job staying alive.
Doing so much for him as well.
But at the same time, it's like it's so easy to die. And like even when you're charging ship, you got to be super careful.
Yep. Totally. Brian picking up another +5.
Oh. And Faku's just about done. Nice.
Yeah, you just got to get through.
And
get through phase 4.
Here's Ruddy. So it'll be interesting to see if Ruddy can prevent bonus points. I don't think so, because as you pointed out, Faku is paused. We'll see, though, because I think the possibility of Faku dying is still on the table.
Ooh. Hopefully not dying to phase 4.
Yeah. Oh.
I was going to say, I'm surprised he's not using his drones here. I guess maybe hoping they didn't get in the way. That unstable transmitter teleporting Mythics across the arena.
Oh,
and Dan takes another +5. That's tough.
No, I think we missed one earlier because he has 3 now.
Oh, yeah. 4,
but I think we missed one with Brian as well because Brian has 3.
Yeah, Brian had one during phase 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep track of everybody. Oh, nice phase 4 skip from Dan there.
Oh, awesome.
But I think Dan is looking at 4th. Yeah. Unless Brian
we'll see what happens
takes a death here.
You'd like to think he can clean it up here, though.
Faku.
Definitely pay attention to Faku. He could...
Yeah.
I mean...
400 curse stacks. It's no joke.
Hasten 950825 says, lick the toad. Good idea.
That's the one you choose to read out of every message in chat.
Sorry, I just looked down and I saw... really well played by Faku, though. It's so difficult to keep your composure when you have these really slow runs. And in Faku's head, he's like, man, 44 minutes. This isn't fast. I could have played better. But he played it wonderful. I mean, he did it as exactly how he needed to.
I mean, doing pillars and still catching up to Ruddy and finishing the fight before him.
Andy just has his mental buff of not plus fiving. Everybody
Yeah.
else goes into the next run and goes, okay, I need to have a clean run without a plus 5. And Faku's not thinking about playing too safe next round. He's going to be much more confident.
Yeah.
But Faku and Ruddy all done. We could pull them in.
Why is my... There we go. Yeah. Bringing in Faku and Ruddy. Hey, guys.
Hey,
So you guys real time finished very close, but Faku, you did not plus 5, and I think you are looking at a bonus point as well. But both of you did a really good job. Ruddy, you got second place.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
45 minutes, right?
Well,
Yeah.
everybody else plus 5.
Oh, vale.
Ruddy almost denied you, but it was close.
The worm, man.
Let's bring Dan in here as well. Hey, Dan.
Huh? Hello?
How'd you feel about that run?
I had so much fun from stage 1 through the moon. I
Yeah.
could not stop smiling.
Yeah, Chef's great.
I love Chef so much. It was fine. It was whatever. It was fucking Chef. It was fine.
That was rough. I think, unfortunately, you are looking at fourth here, but it wasn't like Brian was giving you a run for your money. Like it just
it was
came down to that last plus 5.
Brian. All right, fair enough. Yeah, dude, that last one was. Dude, I could not keep up to Mithrix, man. That guy was.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep up to. I had so many
You-
dashes, and he just kept just running.
So
That was insane.
you and Brian
I mean, I
struggled the most during Mithrix, and I think what it came down to was not having the feather. There's a feather on stage 5 in a multi-shop that was...
I was looking for one of those so much, man. Yeah, damn. That's like the one thing I wanted.
Bring Brian in
rough.
here.
That's sad. I'm gonna quickly run the loo though. So BRB.
Same.
All right.
sounds good.
Did I get last?
No, you got third.
Fuck me. Did I miss something?
You're
You didn't have a feather, which made it tough. But I think real time you didn't play too bad. You were just a couple minutes behind.
yeah, everybody really struggled there.
What were
I got
the...
really impatient at stage 4 and it cost me a death.
Yeah, that teleporter looked really tough for you. You kind of got stuck there for a while.
Was that really messed up for anyone else or just me?
Yeah, I mean, no AoE, right? Did anyone find gas or something?
There was a will-o-wisp on Dan, I think.
Mm. And what equipment do you guys have?
There was a saw on Dan. There was a chrysalis on Ruddy. So Ruddy actually had a pillar skip.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Everybody else had to do pillars.
How did the sales star factor into your decision making? Because we kind of saw everyone do different things with it.
I just
Can
opened
we
the
do?
first chest I see.
Yeah.
Can we do 3 more shifts? I think I speak for everybody. I'm gonna say, can we do 3 more shifts?
I mean, we were going to do loader, but I mean, if you insist.
I'll do chef, and you guys do loader, and we'll race.
I'm upset, man.
Oh. It was gross. It
I
was
feel
disgusting.
It
What
was
do you mean?
gross, man. Fuck.
There's no redeeming. Anyway, it's fine. It's whatever.
Bro, like
Yeah.
if I had a guess, no death. No death, swear to God.
Oh yeah. I mean, if I had an HG, an ICBM, and a capacitor, also no deaths.
Oh, shut up,
And,
bro. Nah, I'm kidding.
I mean,
I mean,
I had all these items.
it was a struggle
So-
for everybody.
So
Mhm.
out of the Halcyon, people pick the feather over the band.
Oh, is it a
Like
Health
five-
What?
What?
Halcyon band?
Yeah, there was an ice band, the Halcyon, wasn't there?
No.
No.
No. It was a
Wait.
quail.
Oh wait, I'm
Yeah.
mistaken. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
The feather
my bad.
was stage 5.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is in a multi-shot. I want to say though, Ruddy, really nice job on that, because like during the first 3 stages, you were really behind like loot wise, and you were
Yeah.
starting to fall
I
behind.
did. I did stage 1 completely wrong.
And like stages 4 and 5, you really picked it up and you found all the loot and you got out of there really quick.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I
really
did
well played.
stage 1 the way that you taught me how to do stage 1, Ruddy. You trying to set me up? This is a stitch up. What?
Wait.
Yeah,
what-
stage 1 was bait.
I
Where there was
expected more loot.
there just wasn't much
Yeah,
loot, and there
well,
was
that
so
was
much
kind of the
waste to get
trick with
money.
stage 1. There was no loot.
The first 3 stages felt so nice. Then stage 4 was just like a big punch in the face. Like it just,
It's the chef experience.
No
Yeah.
The
stage
opposite
felt
for me.
nice.
like I was just
Yeah.
hoping I'd get something stage 3, and I'm like, yeah, this feels alright. And I hit TP, and then fucking nope.
I don't know about everyone else, but I was just getting normal Lemurian spawns, stage 4. Pretty cruisy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
No.
same. That was. It
I
was
had
not
a
normal.
horde of
They
bells.
were like
What do you mean?
gilded.
Oh, there was a gilded bell that shot me and killed me. It was crazy.
Gilded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a gilded
What
bell
like-
after me.
Or maybe I was because a bit
Alright.
slower. I got a worm respawn.
Yeah, I got a worm too.
That's lucky.
Oh, you guys are. Oh, that's yeah. That would have saved me a death.
Not like it's skill. Go slow.
Well, don't go slow
Alright.
on this loadout. It's loader.
Or
Ugh.
for like a sub 50
Yeah.
here.
Want to see 4 sub 20
Alright.
right now, okay?
I just want to warn people. I did load yesterday. I got 25 minutes. It's my first
Wow.
sub 30. I think literally ever. So
I want to tell everyone I beat Dan that loadout. Just
by like 30 seconds, all right. And we both beat Faku. So
Oh,
Faku died once, but we both beat Faku. So just saying,
Wait,
the Australia load of sweeps coming in right now.
Okay.
Let's see it happen. Get in
Okay.
there.
oh no! The 3-man Aussie curse is gonna
Alright.
happen.
Good luck,
Let's go.
guys.
Good luck.
look.
All right.
All right.
All right. Hold on 1 second.
Man, I love loader.
I
So
do
fun
too.
to watch people run the Survivor.
Loader's
I
really
think
fun to
Falk is
watch.
probably a pretty big favorite here as far as how comfortable people are with the Survivor. Faku is known for very quick times.
Yeah. Faku is a beast to be reckoned with on loader.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
Dan
Brian's-
got a sub 25.
He did, yeah.
So, man, there were too many Australians in that call.
Yeah, it was a mess. Brian's a solid loader as well. I don't think he's quite as comfortable as someone like Faku is. Ray, Dan, and Ruddy are both, I would say, not loader aficionados. Loader has been getting in the way of them taking the Strutz sleep
Yeah.
on the speed runs.
One of the few records Ruddy doesn't have,
Yeah.
I believe. I like how Dan and Ruddy both went for the same look today. Beanie, blue shirt, earbuds.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really matching. Yeah.
Just in sync. I like to think Brian is too. We just can't see him.
Yeah. Are you getting Faku's
Yeah.
stream?
I'm having some issues with Faku.
You want me to check in on him? Or give it
I
a-
mean, it's like there's not really much we can do. I guess it's fully down. Yeah, go check.
I'll just let him know it's down.
All right, and then as expected, we see everyone pretty much instantly hit TP, except for Ruddy going for the Halcyon. Interesting.
He's restarted.
Okay, is it back up for you?
Let me see. I gotta refresh everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's back up for me.
Okay.
And then of course I get an ad on Ready Stream. Awesome. Thanks, Twitch.
Just
Brian in a little
right
bit of
here.
a sketchy spot here, dealing with all these wisps. Stage 1. Looks like he'll get out of here, but he's actually losing a lot of time on this teleporter.
okay. Sorry about that.
Ooh, let me
right.
throw up a little prediction for the chatters.
All right. You see Faku coming in here. Ooh, Ruddy finding gas and wrap immediately. Still hasn't hit TP though. I guess the Halcyon kind of changes that. So I wonder if he is going to hit it at all or if he's just going to try to loot up here. I feel like he's probably just going to loot. The TP seems like kind of a waste here.
Yeah.
I actually really like that strat from Ruddy, because if you look at the difference between everybody's items, he's not charging TP, he's ready to leave. He's getting all these items, hitting blood shrines.
Yeah, well, Brian has like no items. It's
Yeah.
tough. And especially for a survivor like Loader, where you're just looking for one item. Like, you're just looking for banned on Loader. Like, let's be honest.
I think
When you get 3 items to choose from, there's just a better chance you get to potentially choose a band.
and then it looks like Dan's going for the Halcyon here, but like, did he really need to get that red whip from TP? It seems like it was just kind of a waste of time.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things people are still adjusting to when it comes to these races. Like, you're just so used to like automatically looking for the TP and hitting it, but you might not even consider the Halcyon.
Yeah, I mean, like the first level way of thinking of it is like trying to go as fast as possible. I don't want to spend time earning money to do the Halcyon Shrine, but you have to get items. This as strong as Loader is, you need items, especially on this loadout where we have Charge Gauntlet, not Thunder Gauntlet. I guess I got mixed up.
You do, but it's like, I don't know, just look at Ruddy's items. And he's the first one to leave too. Well, no, it looks like Brian left.
Brian's on
But
stage 2, but with nothing basically. I mean,
with
he's
not
got
a lot to
wrap.
show for it.
Yeah.
Half the items. Ruddy has 2 wraps and a gas. Noxious Thorn and Antler are not amazing, but
Ruddy getting absolutely mixed by this Lemurian on the bridge right now. All right, he managed to take that, but
I
his
love
ankles were
that.
severely broken.
That bridge is amazing.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is, but the Lemurians just love to jump on it.
yeah. Queen's Gland coming out of the second teleporter. Just
Okay.
a great item. People sleep on Queen's Gland. It
Yeah.
helps you throughout the whole run.
Draw a lot of aggro.
But everybody's going to be looking for a band. That's going to be the story of this run on Loader.
Yeah.
It's great if you can get other sources of damage, but nothing hits quite like a fire and ice band. I think Loader is a good example of how playing fast makes the game easier as well. When you get to stage 5 at 14 minutes, 13 minutes, you don't have to deal with as difficult of enemies,
It's true.
and it kind of feeds into itself with a vicious cycle where you get like stronger survivor, weaker enemies, and you can just play very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that plays out. I think Faku will definitely go pretty quick. Generally known to do that. And it's good to remember Faku's only at 340 real time right now.
Started a lot later.
But no notable damage items yet.
No.
That's really what people are going to be looking for. Getting a little bit of like watch APR multiplication, finding an ATG, finding a band.
Ruddy has
Probably
that
leader-
sticky, which could be really good, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Brian, on the other hand, finding wrap and pennies, so he'll be able
Okay.
to farm a little bit more gold, hit some teleporters immediately, and just be able to loot afterwards, which I like a lot.
Yeah, that's good.
Kind of works into Loader's playstyle as well, where you can just naturally farm up some barrier too.
You got that armor built in as well.
Yep.
You like have a constant buckler on Loader. Ruddy's down with TP. Just gonna go around looting. Not seeing anything great.
Yeah, I'm
PSG
interested how much time Faku will spend looting here too, because he definitely could just like get out of here quick, but there's no damage items telling him to go fast yet.
Ryan's the first one out again, and definitely looking a lot better going into stage 3 than he was going into stage 2. Got that pennies in the wrap. Immediately hitting teleporter. Should just be able to loot after doing this, assuming you can survive this teleporter. That's gonna be the hard thing.
Yeah, he's got to play this smart. Really need to be focusing on what mobility options you have in situations like this, and
Yeah.
not just expend everything at once and get stuck in the line of fire by the Clay Templar or the Dune Strider.
Stages 1 and 2, you can usually get through on loader without much of a problem, without any items really. But stage 3 is where it starts to get a little bit sketchy, and you need something to kind of boost you.
Yeah, and you just need to play efficiently, I think. Not waste any movement, not waste any of the damage you could potentially output.
Yeah. Not having that gas sucks for Brian.
Yeah, that's tough.
See, Ruddy doing basically the same thing.
Faku's got a lot of items leaving stage 2, actually.
He does.
I really like how efficient he's playing this. I mean, 630 and he's got like 10 items, 12 items. When you see him, man, just great fundamentals of Gauntlet, what he just did there. Instead of just going straight to the teleporter, he swung in a big circle to see as much of the area around spawn as possible.
Yeah.
And he didn't get anything out of that, but I think that's something you see a lot of good players who aren't great players will miss stuff like that. Where Aku doing that at the start of every stage might be the thing that finds him, a band printer or a green tri shop or something like that.
Right. Just that scouting efficiency.
Exactly.
It's one thing, like, Dan is a really good player, and he has tons and tons of hours in the game, but he's not necessarily used to going fast. He's used to taking his time on every stage and going through, and he can be really consistent, but it's those little things, those just tiny efficiency optimizations.
Oh, and an APR printer on Dan's screen.
Yeah.
That's going to make a huge difference with who finds that and who doesn't. Because if you just print all your whites into APR right now, you have enough damage to have a decent Mythics fight.
You do. You can kind of power through the rest. Ooh, and then ATG from the teleporter.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be a big deal whether Brian finds this APR printer before he leaves. I would not be surprised if he just gets out of here, though.
It should be scoutable from TP.
Yeah, I just saw it on the corner of his screen, but I don't know if he saw it.
I don't know if Ruddy saw it either.
Band from Ronald's band from the keybox. That's huge.
Ooh.
It's gonna make a huge difference who finds this keybox this stage.
And it also means somebody could potentially find it later on as well, because the keyboxes are seeded.
Yep. Okay, and Brian just needs to get over this hump here to see the APR printer. And he does. Okay, I like where Brian's at a lot right now. He has the band, he has the APRs, he has the ATG. If I'm Brian, I'm just going straight to Mythics now.
I don't know though. Ruddy's basically doing the exact same thing.
He is, but he doesn't have a key, so he's not going to be able to get that band. And at the end of the day, band multiplies stronger than anything else can on loader. You're usually only doing damage every 5 to 10 seconds, so plays into the survivors so well.
Maybe Ruddy could hit a ATG sticky proc or something.
That's true. It's true. ATG's a frustrating item on loader.
Did print a lot more APRs than Brian. Brian only got 3. Ruddy going in with 8. And kept the crit.
I think part of that. Yeah, part of that might just be that, Brian knows he has the band. He doesn't want to spend too much time printing.
It's true. I mean, you got the crit and the sticky as well, which you maybe don't want to print away. I think Ruddy just got more loot earlier on, so he felt more comfortable going into it.
Oh, but Brian's scaring me here. Down to 30 HP with this burn. The wrap is absolutely just saving his life there. He needs to play this really smart.
Faku finding the ice band.
Nice.
Getting 5 APRs. Faku's looking really good here too.
Yeah,
and remember, Faku is like 2 minutes ahead of everybody.
Yep.
Oh.
And Dan coded as well. All right, Brian, don't +5 here. That's what you need to do.
Was it another ATG from this teleporter?
It was, yeah.
Wow. This is a
So I'll
solid
tell you
loader
though,
on.
ATG is great, but it's a little bit of bait on loader. Because you're attacking so infrequently, the variance of
Mm,
the percentage chance to get an ATG doesn't always work in your favor.
that's
You
true.
know, you're only going to punch Mithrix 20, 30 times. That means you might just not get an ATG proc.
But it also means you could get a ton of ATG procs.
That's true. That's true.
More likely, though, that you're not.
Yeah, and when you need some of those ATG procs to actually hit Mithrix,
That's a good point.
the percentage doesn't balance out as much as you'd really like it to.
Yeah. On somebody like Commando, it's going to be pretty much the same every time. But for loader, it really does vary. We're already finding a saw here. It's kind of
Oh,
interesting.
pretty nice.
Saw attacking on loader is maybe not the most necessary thing, but he doesn't have a band,
No.
so
And good job on Brian not getting too overwhelmed, getting out of a tough situation, not plus fiving. I think you're definitely seeing Brian, mature a little bit as a racer.
Mm-hmm.
And like if Brian hears this, he's gonna be so happy. But I think he's a racer that has enormous skill and talent at the game, but often plays with a bit of a weak mental, can get overwhelmed, can get too ahead of himself.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But you're seeing like the way he just played a situation like that really shows that growth where he takes a step back, recognizes that losing a minute to just play safe and not force yourself into perfection is what's going to make the difference between maybe second place and fourth place in a run.
Mm-hmm.
Which you don't want to be playing for second, but
Better than playing for fourth.
yeah, and it's something I was talking to him about last week was what's really important is avoiding mistakes before you plus five. But if you've made those mistakes, recognize it and play around that.
Yeah. I think aiming for improvement is huge. Like I think you see that with Zinc and Cabbage a lot, where they're not necessarily aiming to beat other people. They're aiming to push themselves and get the best times they're capable of. Like it's a small difference, but it has a big impact.
Oh, definitely. Because like you want to win races, but if you can walk away from a race and just look at it as a bunch of information on things you could or couldn't do better, you'll feel a lot better about yourself going forwards.
Ooh.
Which is difficult. I mean, it's there's a lot of people watching. There's a lot of pride on the line.
There's a Murph printer on stage 4, and then there's a gun inside the teleporter, as well as a Shatter Spleen as a boss drop. So a lot of yellows here.
Yeah, I'd love to see a couple of Murphs get a little bit of a proc chain there. The ATG, the Murphs, the Sticky Bomb. Potentially get a very strong ban proc during Mithrix if the dream scenario happens.
I like the Imp Overlord's name on Ruddy's screen, Diablo Supremo.
Yeah.
Okay. This is going to be pretty tight, I think, between Brian and Faku. I think Faku does have the edge here by like a minute, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, and there's an ocular HUD on stage 5, which I think most people agree on. Loader is the best equipment to increase your damage during the fight.
It's really good. Getting that stage 5 Shatter Spleen.
Crowbar.
It's so rude.
So
the crowbar helps so much, especially in phase 2.
Yep. It makes a big difference during phase 2 when you don't have your band up. You're still able to get a lot of damage. Oh, but don't plus 5 here, Faku. 100 HP. Dealing with these children.
Ugh. He's doing a good
And
job.
he is, yeah.
Could work at
One
a
of those
daycare.
situations where you wouldn't be too scared pre-DLC, but children are so much scarier on stage 5 than a lot of the enemies that existed beforehand.
Oh, for sure. That big orb can just destroy you.
I can't lie, I do not love the tunnel movement coming out from Brian. Definitely not as practiced as you'd like to see, but he's getting
It's
up to
not.
the moon. He's going to do the
But
post skip variation of the loader skip.
the difference between a good tunnel and a bad tunnel can be like 5 seconds. Like it's not the most important thing in the world to
It's
practice.
the thing is, it is 5 seconds, but it's also the respect of everybody. You know,
Sure.
you don't want to lose that swag. You don't want to lose that respect. A clean tunnel, it's
A clean
worth
tunnel
more
is
than you
always
ever
nice,
imagined.
but it's not necessarily something that's gonna
Yeah,
create
yeah, no,
the
you're
biggest
definitely
impact.
right. Yeah, and no one did AWU. That is true. We'll run that prediction through.
Okay. And it's like Faku's leaving here. Let's see Faku's tunnel. It's a kind of harder on this loader because you don't have
Yeah,
the
that's the
pylon.
you have to get up the start. But then here you do one swing, one punch, one swing. And if you do that all right, you can get straight to the spot where you do the skip. And we see Faku is just very practiced. He'll punch down to the host skip spot, grab on, and get a great skip.
Nice. It's always
Yeah.
cool to see this kind of loader movement. Shame we don't see a Cap racing more often. He's another really good loader.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian's in phase 2. Oh, and Dan is plus 5ing.
Ooh. And Brian is close to plus 5ing here. You can see him shaking his screen around.
Oh, yeah. The
He's scared
barrier
right
saved
now.
him.
And no healing, which isn't an issue if you don't take damage, but
that's true. You want to have something. Like, even a singular healing drone makes such a huge
and just
impact.
great movement from Faku there. You can see him using the ramp to get as much speed built up. Two-shotting Mythrix. Really good.
Faku doesn't have healing either. So,
He doesn't. If he can just kill a couple of these flying chimeras, though, I don't think he'll need any.
no. And he's basically caught up to Brian. And he was already like ahead of Brian, but now he is real time as well. So, as long as he doesn't die, I think he's pretty much guaranteed the win.
Yeah, and even potential bonus points if Brian plus 5, so you're doing phase 3. Which I'll tell you, if you're in Faku's shoes, you're going to be feeling great after this round.
I don't know. It would. Is it going to be 5 minutes faster than Ruddy? It might. Ruddy's still on stage 5. Looks like he's leaving now, though. I think Ruddy would probably also have to plus 5 for bonus points.
Did Ruddy get the ban? Ruddy did get the ban, yes.
You know,
We'll see. I mean, Ruddy just plays so much safer on loader that I'm not really sure how fast the fight will actually go for him. Whether he'll be using the tech where you swing around the ramps to get that extra damage.
Where was the second ice band? I noticed Faku has 2.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Is he the only one that has 2? It
Yeah.
must have been stage 5.
And I noticed Dan has 0, which would explain a few things.
Worst feeling. Worst feeling.
Yeah.
Ruddy getting a really clean tunnel though. Oh, missing the skip right at the end though. And Dan is
Oh.
not
Mithrix
really
has
sure what's going on
17
with him down
health
there.
for Faku. Wonder if he's going to try to go for a skip here. The punch.
No, it looks like he doesn't get it. I think
That's
I'm a little
fine.
bit ahead of you.
Yeah.
But he'll be finished out with like a 2130, 2140. Just a really solid run.
That is
A
solid.
lot of this run just came down to how quickly do you get to stage 3 and find the banned ATG APR printer? And then after that, how quickly do you get to Mythics? There wasn't a lot in between.
I wonder
Getting a good
if
portal into the ship.
I think I'm not sure. Did Ruddy find the ice band from the key? Because I know like earlier he didn't have
Oh.
a band. He might have found the other one.
Yeah, I mean, if he found a key later, then
He has
he
one in
could
his
have found it from
inventory,
there.
but
Yeah, and I know there were multiple keys I saw on some people.
that was in the early game. So he would have
True,
had to
yeah.
find 2 keys after stage 3. I'm
Hmm.
not sure. We'll have to ask him.
Brian almost done with phase 3. Has potential to set up a phase 4 skip with punch here, but it looks like he's just going to finish it up and have a normal phase 4.
Really good job from Brian.
Yeah, yeah. And this is what I was saying earlier is like he had to play a little bit safer in some spots, but that was the difference. Instead of getting 4th place, he's going to get 2nd here.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
that, like, when you're going up against Faku, 2nd place is
yeah,
kind of to
exactly.
be expected.
Because that's what might come down to this 3rd and 4th loadout, being able to get ahead.
And you can tell Brian just is not quite as comfortable as Faku.
Yeah. Should we pull Faku in?
Yeah.
All right. Hey,
Hello.
great
GG.
job. You got first.
Holy.
No bonus points, but
You don't need
well,
them.
I guess we'll see if Brian can make it through this ship right now. He's died on ship
No.
before. He could do it again.
I think it would depend on Ruddy as well.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, really good job. Dan did die, but he didn't find either of the bands. You're the only one that had 2. We know one of them was from the lockbox, but I don't think we saw the second one.
It was on stage 5 as soon as you spawn. It was
Wait, Dan's trying to
right
do
in front.
Sawtech right now. Dan has Sawtech set up.
Okay.
This is crazy. Did he keep any?
He just wasted his saws.
Okay. Never mind.
But I mean, he needs it for phase 3, so I guess he's got some time. Oh, he did end up finding the band. I guess that was the stage 5 one.
Yeah, stage
Wait,
5.
I was looking at Bruddy, not Dan. That's
Oh, okay. I was so
sorry
confused.
for the confusion. Already set up Sawtech, then lost the saws, and
It's a shame.
didn't really make it happen. Good try though.
Okay. But yeah, really good job. Another first place. You're going to be a tough man to beat going into loadouts 3 and 4.
Yeah,
Brian in
Australia
here.
cannot compete with the wrath of just Faku.
Yeah. Hey, Brian,
Argentina.
you got 2nd. Really good job, though. Very quick run.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, a little scary there on stage 4, but nice job not playing too aggressively and making sure you didn't +5. I think there were a
Yeah,
few moments on the run like that where you made the safe decision and it really paid off.
Yeah. Didn't really feel comfortable any part of that run. I just felt like I could have gone. Like I just didn't feel comfortable at all.
Hmm.
Good job, Faki.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, it was
How'd your-
difficult. Stage 5 and 4, it was like
So I'm just looking at the times. How did you get a 21, mate? What's going on there?
wait, what did you get? I don't know.
I got
I
a
got a ban.
25.
Did you find the APR printer?
I printed 3. Did you print more than 3?
Yeah.
I print 5.
Went into a little bit more.
Yeah. Faku just also
then
got to stage 3 a little bit earlier. I think you got there at like 6:30, unless I'm crazy.
I think the Murph helped a lot in phase 2. There was a Murph printer on stage 4 at the top of the map.
There was also Focus Crystal and Crowbar next to
Yeah,
the Murph
Crowbar is
print.
huge as well.
So that
Oh,
Yeah,
mate.
I think a lot of it was phase 2. Phase 2 slowed you down quite a bit. You also didn't have any healing, so you were playing a little bit more defensively. Faku didn't have a lot of healing either, but just kind of played the fight a bit cleaner.
Yeah.
So I think like trying to find like a healing drone or something next time would probably help.
Yeah, I had a healing job, but I let it die, so it didn't go well.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, my looting let me down. I think I just went for the rush. I like as soon as I found the band, I was like, oh, I'm gonna rush this. But I think if I looted stage 5 a bit more, I would have been able to find those key items.
Hmm.
It just really slowed me down not having anything apart from APR and a band.
Oh, and Dan has died again.
Dan, maybe we should take him out.
Yeah, let's bring Ruddy in here.
Right, I'll pull Ruddy in.
You can tell Dan he can concede.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome on in. You got 3rd place.
Yeah. Okay. I expected as much.
Yeah, it was a very quick run.
Those last 2 stages just threw me for a loop.
Yeah, no, stage 4, stage 5 was really mean. Stage 1, I don't know why. Did anyone else find stage 1 annoying?
It was a bit.
I have found nothing but this entire these 2 runs be annoying. I don't know what you mean. 21 minutes? What do you mean 21 minutes? What are you doing back here? You're in a different game. You're in a different game. You're playing a different game. You're playing Fortnite out there, Craig. What is this?
So Dan, a couple things in that round.
What?
So
Yeah.
Just a couple.
Did you find the APR printer?
Yeah.
Okay. So there was a band in a key box that people got very early on, and then that helped, I think, in stage 4 and 5 quite a bit. And then I don't. Did you find the Murph printer too?
Yeah.
Okay. I think part of it was just speed, because everyone was going extremely fast, and I don't know. I think it was mainly
you got everything
the
that
band.
everyone else did.
It was
Yeah,
mainly
Faku got the important items a little bit faster. He got to stage 3 at 6:30, and then was able to make that decision to speed up much earlier.
yeah.
Which I think just balls on loader where you get easier enemies and
it spiraled you a little bit because you didn't find the band on stage 5 until after TP, right?
Yeah, I had a pen before. I just couldn't afford it. Yeah.
So stages 4 and 5, you had really long boss fights because of that, where everyone else was just able to kind of go.
God damn.
So what stage was the
Why they
key box band?
So I think
Oh. Only 21 minutes? Jeez.
Yeah, fuck you, what the hell? That's so slow.
Yeah, that's a sub 20. Stage 5 was kind of difficult.
I want to announce my
I
retirement.
had
from
like
Rift
5
Rain after
children.
this race, dude.
don't pull a cap.
Pull a cap? Wait,
We
what
can't have any more people retiring.
Oh right, die to lava, die to the Lemurians and stage 2. What else did Cap do? What
He was supposed to cast today, and then it's nope.
How does he keep finding a way out of these, bro?
Nike
He's a
just didn't want to
weasel.
cast with me. I think that's what it was.
I wouldn't wanna
he does.
cast with
That
you.
is
I wouldn't
canon
wanna
that he
cast
hates
with
you.
either.
I'm right here. No, you know.
All right, we
All right,
ready
everyone ready for their meditation quick time events?
Yeah.
I'm all warmed
Yes.
up.
Yeah, we'll see who's clack
I'm ready.
with their arrow keys.
I'm gonna play Guitar Hero when I press it.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right, well, get in there. Good
Who
luck.
needs a break? Straight in.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
Man, I love playing a DDR style minigame to
Tell you
do
a secret.
12 damage to a beetle.
I'm not ready.
You're not ready? What? So you
What are you
lied
doing
to
in
us?
I was all talk.
This guy. Oh, we got a Shattered Abode, stage 1. That's fun.
Oh yeah. Man, so Baku's just the guy to beat here.
Yeah, I mean,
He is playing well.
7 points. Nobody's really even close. If
Yeah.
if Brian and Ruddy weren't splitting their points right now, I think we could have somebody that was potentially in the running, but
Oh no, Brian.
no. Oh my god.
No, Brian. Oh, what a horrible feeling.
That's less than a minute into the run. I've done
It's
that
so
before.
hard for the mental. 'Cause,
Yeah, it
like,
just
if you're in Brian's shoes right now, you're like, all right, if I just have 2 really solid runs, I can still come out on top today. And being 1
Yeah.
minute into that and just having a mechanical error like that.
And even if you do win the loadout, you know that it's impossible for you to get bonus points, which is what you need at this point. So that sucks.
Yeah. So what I was talking about earlier with Seeker is she has this special ability where she's able to take advantage of blood shrines really well, where if you use your shift and you hit a blood shrine, which we might see Brian do just in a second here, you will not take any damage from it. So every time you see a blood shrine, you just get all the money out of that.
You can.
The cooldown of your shift 3 times.
Void Cradles as well.
Yep, Void Cradles too. And it's interesting because I don't think Seeker is the strongest. She's not the weakest, but because of that one little mechanic, you're able to play the game a lot faster.
You are. Which that might be something they change. I don't know, because it doesn't work that way on Void Fiend.
No. I wouldn't be surprised if they change it. It's a fun exploit right now.
But like total immunity is crazy. It's the only survivor that can do that. Okay. Well, bit of a rough start for a few racers here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that kind of shifts our eyes to Ruddy. Like, can Ruddy step up? Can he have 2 really good runs and make a difference?
It's possible. I think Foxy would have to do really bad in the next 2 loadouts. Like, basically last place. And then if Ruddy brings it.
War bonds out of the
huge. Okay, this could actually be kind of interesting because I don't think this is the worst thing for racing.
No, so what my opinion on war bonds, just absolute dog shit item in a normal run. Doesn't really make a difference. But if you pick up a war bond stage 1 in a race, it just makes the run like 30% faster. I mean, you just don't have to loop before teleporters, really.
30% I think is a little high, but it definitely makes the run quite a bit faster.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's like getting a Gome, but you get the drops at the start of the stage.
Mm-hmm.
It's how it kind of feels.
Yeah, it kind of feels similar to picking up a Gome. I would agree.
Oh, but a ICBM on Dan. Ooh. Interesting.
Okay. And a Warped Echo as well.
Yeah.
I'd be looking to print that into something else as soon as possible.
We saw Faku thinking about the war bond there for a second, whether that's actually the right choice or not. But it looks like everybody will probably take that. I hope Dan gets it, because I think it actually will make a difference in how you kind of route these stages.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like, do I get the key? Do I get the war bond? I don't know.
Yeah.
Dan, I don't know if Dan's gonna go for it. Dan keeps ignoring these shrines, and I feel like it's not working out for him.
I would almost say he's definitely not going to go for it because he won't have money after the teleporter to actually finish
true.
the Xian shrine.
I mean, there's that blood shrine, and he could but like at that point, I feel like he's just wasting time. Already finding the ICBM as well. Everybody else has roll of pennies. Oh, and then a Gome from teleporter. So even though Dan didn't do the shrine, I feel like he's not in that worse of a position.
Totally.
Oh wait, maybe he did.
Oh, he took the key.
Oh,
there's no way.
I see. Okay,
I'm sorry. That's a crazy decision. I mean, who knows? Maybe he's gonna get something crazy out of this key.
I hope so.
I might be eating my words here, but
like, I don't know. I feel like he's going to be in an okay spot anyway, because I feel like these guys might not necessarily find the Gome.
That's true.
I don't know. We saw an ice band from it last time.
Yeah, definitely.
But like having war bonds would be like having a key every stage almost.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the difference maker in Gauntlet isn't how many chests there are. It's just having the money to hit those chests when you walk by them. And often at the start of a stage, you just have to walk by a bunch of chests you can't open. So you're essentially, like you said, getting extra free items.
Like right there, there's a big chest. So we get Uke. Okay. That's really good, actually.
I mean, outside of the +5, I like the spot Brian's in. He's got some speed, a little bit of AoE, that extra money.
Just that
Lost some
+5.
minis, but yeah.
We've seen every economy item so far.
Yeah. Faku taking advantage of that blood shrine a little bit. Love to see that. I don't know. How do you feel about Seeker? Just how powerful she is.
I don't, for racing, I don't know, but I know in like a normal full looted run, she often feels really weak unless you find like the rat printer. Like, I've had some really good runs with Seeker, but I feel like I've had just as many that don't work out my way. It's interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I enjoy playing her. I think she feels like the most polished survivor of the DLC.
Oh, for sure.
I would say. Like her whole kit really fits together nicely. Sometimes it feels like maybe her M1 could just do a little bit more damage.
Or like meditate could be a little bit more worth it. Because like, you know, Ballista does 900 damage and doesn't require a DDR minigame. And then on Seeker, it's like, you can't kill a beetle with it. Like, I don't know. I think that could probably use a buff. Like, she feels really underpowered except Sojourn, which feels really OP.
Yeah, Sojourn feels awesome. And the other M2 I actually really enjoy, the orbs.
Okay, so this is something I don't know, and I've been wondering this, and I have yet to get a definitive answer. Is the damage from Sojourn based off of the amount of damage you take, or is it the length you're in the...
It's the length.
Okay.
So I saw, I think it was Tully posted the formula for it the other day, and it's like times, like it's like your time multiplied by like your level it's a long formula is all I'll say.
Okay.
But I know the amount of seconds that you're inside of the Sojourn. Specifically, I think the seconds plays into it.
Does it have a cap?
I don't think so.
Okay. Interesting.
Which, I mean, wouldn't really apply to racing too much because you're taking permanent damage. So unless you have a few wraps, it's not going to really matter. But it could be pretty strong in some scenarios. Ban proc.
Yeah,
type.
For sure. Crowbar. We see Faku with gas ignition tank already.
Oh, yeah. Really good AoE. Gas ignition tank and the Uke.
I
wonder if Faku's going to go back to this hoof printer. So right now he doesn't have any, which is a little weird. I mean, usually you want to go into those hoof printers as early as you can on the stage.
Oh.
That way it makes all your looting a little bit more efficient. Maybe he's looking for the scrapper. I don't know, but he's heading towards Tellier. Maybe not. I've got to think that he just forgot about it because he walked right past it at the start of the stage, and I don't see why you wouldn't want to go and do it here.
I don't know. Ooh. I wonder if we're going to see anyone go for like a firework ICBM build. Maybe with like a caffeinator or something.
Yeah, I was going to say you need a caffeinator. Of course, there is a caffeinator on stage.
Oh,
actually.
Okay.
So potentially.
And I already have the firework. I already have the ICBM.
Yeah.
Ruddy's looking at it.
He's thinking. It looks like he grabbed it. I like that. I mean, it's really strong.
Short term,
Usually,
at least. Yeah.
So Zinc, me and Zinc have actually talked a lot about caffeinator and fireworks. And he always likes to say that one caffeinator plus one firework is the same raw base damage as one capacitor band. Or sorry, one Praeon band proc. So it actually does a lot of damage. And when you triple the amount of fireworks, one caffeinator is doing 3 times as much. So
Wait, say that again.
that's a
So
lot of damage.
one firework with caffeinator is worth more than a Prion band proc?
It is equal.
Okay.
I'm quoting Zinc here. So if I'm wrong about that, you can go yell at Zinc. But he's the best player, so I just kind of trust him on that stuff.
Okay.
You know?
I don't know, but
I
that
think
seems like a little bit much to me, but he is
yeah, I mean, often you're not getting all the damage on one target.
yeah.
With caffeinator, so
That's the downside I would say of it. Like especially in Mithrix, like phases 3, specifically phase 3, like the fireworks sometimes just go straight for the ads, and it's hard to actually get them to target on Mithrix.
yeah.
Interesting though.
But if you get a few more fireworks, it quickly becomes something very strong, especially if you get like a plimp on that as well.
Oh,
You get some
yeah.
crazy multiplication. So I'd like to see some people keep it. I think it's a really strong option, especially when you have the potential to pillar skip with Seeker without an equipment.
You do. Don't you need like what do you need exactly to pillar skip with Seeker?
You don't need anything. The question is just how much curse you're gonna take. Because you can just
okay.
shift up the tree a few times and keep doing that. I think without any wraps or speed, you are going to take some curse, though.
You want to find something, probably.
Yeah. But I think either way, everybody who understands how to do it will probably do that skip, if not given an easier one.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting that we get to see this, though. Caffeinator. Not amazing damage outside of that, though. I mean, we see 1 APR on Faku. We see a watch on Brian. I guess 2 APR on Dan.
I mean, maybe that's why Reddy went into the speed, because does that affect soldiering? I should know this.
I believe it does.
Okay. So that's less curse. If he has to pillar skip there. And farming a lot of money from these Templars with the pennies. And
I guess another thing.
Was that from the key? The headset?
Wait, yeah. Where did he get that? Wait, was it from the key?
I don't know.
If so, that's insane.
Well,
I'm eating my words. I am putting my words on a table in front of me, and I'm just
here's the
having
thing,
dinner right now. That's crazy.
Everybody has a key, so they could find it too.
Oh, they all got a key later. Yeah. Okay. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, I don't know. So for that to be the case, he would have had to skip the key on stage 2.
Yeah, and then gets a ban immediately afterwards. Okay, so if people don't pick up the stage 4 key box and then pick up the stage 5 one, they'll get a headset.
I don't know. That's assuming it comes from the key. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
did anybody in chat see?
That's saying that it's the key.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting.
That is, man.
Huh.
I feel embarrassed. I was so I was so strong to say that he made a poor decision there.
Well, maybe wait a little bit, because we could see some other people get it as well. We don't know yet.
Yeah. And just to clarify for chat, it looks like some people are saying it, but the way key boxes work is there's an order. The way keybox seeding works, there's an order of key boxes you see. So the first key box that spawns will be the same for everybody. The second will be the same for everybody. So because Dan skipped his first key box and opened the second one, since other people found their key on stage 3, to get a headset, they would need to skip their stage 4 key box and then open it on stage 5. That way everybody has kind of an equal path of items with the key.
I don't know. But the thing is, Dan getting it early could make a big difference. I want to see him take more advantage of it, though, because he's still the only person on stage 3. We got 2 people doing the TP.
Is Dan got it, but with the playstyle that Dan has, I don't think he's going to rush to Mythics. I think he's going to
Yeah.
continue to play safe and just go, oh, nice, a headset. That makes my run a little easier.
I hope he starts speeding up. Maybe he's trying to go into this crit printer.
He could. Oh, and he's got some great items for it as well. Focus Crystal helps so much.
I think it's kind of a waste to go into that crit printer now. Maybe get like one or two, but you've got those APRs,
Yeah, I mean,
you got the focus crystal. You have what you need.
Yeah. And the Fireband's nice. It's not the best damage just because stuff runs out of it, but it is very nice with the headset.
Okay. I want to see Dan go from here on out.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he can win easily here.
Yeah, Seeker's such a great survivor to take advantage of that headset as well. I think a
Yeah.
lot of people forget that you need a way to get up in the air to use headset. Headset by itself doesn't do that much, but with
That's true.
Sojourn, you're able to get to the top of the arena and get strong stomps on Mythics every time. A Void Cradle on Faku, he's getting a Void Key, so that actually means that he does not have any
Oh.
chance of getting a headset anymore. Whoa,
Okay.
that's interesting.
This got interesting all of a sudden. It's
Yeah,
so
I mean,
funny that decision
totally
from stage 1 we were shitting on turned out is maybe going to be the thing that wins him the run.
Man, I still stand by Warvon's being better in that
I think
situation.
it was like this was just like
This is just a Raymond Daniels moment, I think.
yeah.
The other thing about war bonds that's interesting is it grants a little bit of money at the start of the moon so that you can immediately use your caffeinator without having to farm anything at
Oh.
the start.
That's true. I think so. For the people going caffeinator, I think it'd be worth it to sit on the moon for a little bit and maybe get hit by a wisp a couple times.
Yeah.
But
But even just for farming those enemies at the start, being able to use your caffeinator to do that farming as
Right.
well can speed that up too. So Warbond's S tier item. Always take that over red items.
Be interesting to see. Dan did get the firework too. See, the thing is, he went for the recycler instead of the caffeinator on stage 3. So he's not going to be able to really utilize the caffeinator much. But he could potentially even have like a caffeinator headset build.
Oh, I'm going to reset that prediction. Sorry, I should have had it for longer. Sorry, guys.
And looting up. He's still going kind of slow.
Yeah, he is. He's also able to take advantage
Okay.
of the vents on stage 5 and get some big stomps using the headset tech.
Does he have a
Jump right
feather?
after. He doesn't have. Oh, he does have a feather actually. Wait, I'm looking at the wrong person.
No, he doesn't. Okay. Going for the Will-O-Wisp printer. Interesting.
I think this is a little bit of win streaking brain rot happening right now.
He has scrap, I guess.
Yeah,
I think. He's just trying to reroll for a band there, maybe.
I see.
Okay. I mean, if you have the scrap, I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Getting that scrap in the first place, I don't know. That might be questionable, but I don't think that was necessarily the wrong decision there. Nope. Interesting. So we see Ruddy and
You
Faku
see that damage coming out from Dan. I mean, he's just one-shotting these Soulless control units.
with the caffeinator here. And here's the thing, if Dan wins this, that's going to really put Ruddy and Faku in a tough spot because currently they're the only two people that could even have a chance to challenge Faku.
Yeah, I mean, he just wins the day if Dan gets first, which is it's tough. Dan's just raining on Australia's parade.
Yeah.
But, I mean, everybody's just trying to win loadouts. At the end of the day, you want to feel like you can win at least one. So
Right. But Faku's on the moon now.
yeah, he is. And let's look at what Faku has here. He's got, I mean, an APR
And
a watch.
there's that encrusted key too.
I was gonna say that's what I'm really looking at. Is he's gonna look for this encrusted key and hope
Like,
that he can get a plasma shrimp out of it,
or even a polyloot, because he's already got the 2 ukuleles. Either one would be really good here.
That's true.
I don't know. It's kind of a crapshoot whether you find it or not on the moon. Like either it's right in front of you or it's like behind some soul pillar. But
I think this is a situation where he's gonna go out of his way and actually look for it. Because if not, I think he'll have like a 15-minute fight. I think it'll be really slow. But
definitely,
Faku a better racer than I. Trust his thoughts on this.
I don't know. He might just try to. I mean, you have those fireworks with the caffeinator.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, it looks like he's going up for a second and then not going back up.
There was another ICBM. Dan re-rolled it into a clover.
Whoa. What does he have for clover right now?
There's a Crunder. Yeah, he's got Murph, I guess.
That's about it.
Yeah.
And he's got Buke, but that doesn't really matter.
If he had a Plute, that'd be great. There's that Crunder. I feel like he should go for that.
Yep, and he is taking it.
Good.
I think I'm like 15 seconds ahead of you. Try not to spoil everything.
Roddy just picked up the second ICBM.
Oh, nice.
Which, like, is not as good as one, but it does increase the damage on your missiles. So.
Well, and I really hope somebody finds this second key box. Love to know it's in there.
Yeah. Huh.
Faku about to get up to the arena, though. Getting there at like 23 minutes, just about.
And Dan going off the ramp. Brian is as well. I don't know. This is going to be a race between Dan and Faku, but the thing is, Dan has the headset, so he's going to have a much faster skip too.
I was going to say, yeah, you can just walk over to the side of the bridge and get all the way up. Let's hope he remembers that.
He should.
Yeah, I mean, like, solid damage from Faku right now, but he's going to run out of money in a second. I think he probably should have farmed up some enemies before going a little bit.
He can farm in phase 2.
Well, the phase 2 enemies that immediately spawn don't give you any gold.
Well, I just mean from pennies.
Oh, true.
It's going to be kind of hard, though. He doesn't have a wrap, I don't think. Yeah. Ideally, what you want to happen is, like, when you get to the moon, you see a perfected, like, golem or something, you, like, hit it, and it jumps off the cliff.
Oh, yeah.
You instantly get a big gold boost.
And Dan getting the normal key box, getting a baldrian out of that. Not going to do much. I'd like to see Dan just do the skip and go up to the moon right now. That's not really sure what he's doing.
That's what he's going for? I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
Taking a little bit of curse for the road.
Taking a detour.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't think he's in the right spot, and he wasn't.
Yeah, too close to the ramp.
Getting a little cabbage commentary in chat. Why is Dan on stage 5?
Okay. There we go.
There.
He got it. I think he should be able to win this. Trying to get those meditate stacks in as well.
Yeah.
That extra little bit of damage.
He's going to be kind of slow for Faku here, so I think Dan should have ample opportunity to just catch up here.
Faku, I think, really screwed up not getting some money here.
Yeah. I mean, just what does he have to kill these ads phase 2?
But Dan is taking some swipes. Oh my goodness.
Oh, if Dan +5's here, it's gonna be tragic. But now we see everybody's here. Oh, Ruddy did end up getting the headset. He has it.
Ah, nice.
So,
Oh,
I think
dude, we could see a Ruddy win
yeah.
in the last inning.
Does Ruddy have a band? I mean, surely, right?
He
It was a
does.
TP
He
band.
found one last
Yeah.
stage.
Oh, he found an ice band as well.
Yeah.
So that's even better. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Ruddy managed to push ahead because that ice band's going to be so much better damage than the fire.
And he has the caffeinator build as well as a backup.
With money as well. He's not broke.
He's got a ton of speed too, so like getting to the ship at the end he's gonna win that if it comes down to that.
Oh, but actually, and he has 2 ICBMs as well. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He was actually proccing band, I think, with his fireworks, unfortunately, because the ICBM gives fireworks extra damage.
That's actually like maybe picking up the second ICBM was worse then.
Yeah, because I just saw him sliding his mouse.
That's interesting. Dan, that's so many curse stacks.
Brian, on the other hand, just kind of got the worst of both worlds.
This caffeinator. It's doing so much damage for Ruddy. Foxy's on to phase 3. Didn't farm up a ton there.
Bad. I mean, he's got... I mean, I'm going to say it. I think Faku's going to be able to do this.
I don't know.
The caffeinator itself is doing really solid damage. And like,
it is.
Ruddy or Dan have a lot of time to make up here.
They do, but look at how fast Ruddy's getting through this phase.
That's true. Yeah, his caffeinator is just even stronger. He has those stomps as well. And what do they have for a phase 4 skip here?
On
the table?
I don't know if they have one. Well, Dan does, I know, because he's got that fire band.
Yeah, the fire band. But I think Ruddy's just pulling ahead of Dan now.
Okay, and ooh, I don't know. This is going to be close between Ruddy and Faku.
Oh, but he didn't have a band up.
Yeah,
so
he doesn't have the band.
And Ruddy's just, I mean, Faku's almost just done here.
That's true.
Yeah, and gets a phase 4 skip with a fist.
Whoa. Still waiting on that. Let's see the instant replay. Not so instant. Well, it's good because it's kind of good because it tells you like what you should focus on. You can see it right here.
Yep.
Wow. Amazing job. Holy. Yeah. Faku's going to take it. You're right.
Faku's 3-0. This is...
Let's see who wins between Ruddy and Dan here. Because they're very close.
Actually pretty close. Dan taking a big skip here.
If Dan gets the phase 4 skip.
That's true.
Let's see. He should be able to do it. Why did he? Oh, he didn't stop.
Yeah, and Dan doesn't manage to get it. I think Faku... I mean, Ruddy won't be able to get it either. Yeah.
But I'm looking at their timers now, and I think Ruddy might take this. Because he's like 15 seconds ahead. If Dan got that skip, I think he could have won.
Yeah.
And then, Ruddy's going to win the race to the ship because he has 6 hooves. Man, I think...
just great stuff by Faku today, though. Like, he's been just doing so well. I feel like Faku will occasionally have days where he kind of like busters out and just gets random +5s and he doesn't seem like maybe one of the best players, but when he's actually on and just playing consistent, he's so good. Just doesn't +5.
I mean, host league champion.
True. Only one that can say that.
Man, this was Dan's to lose, I think. Like, if he just pushed it a little bit faster after he got that headset.
And I mean, I think that's just a comfort thing where, you know, other players might have the experience of playing more headset runs in Gauntlet and knowing that how fast they can go with that item. But I think Dan's so used to just playing a little bit slower, not pushing himself too much, that he didn't want to force the issue with headset.
Yeah.
But we can pull Faku in here.
Yep.
Yo.
Hey, 3 for 3.
Oh,
Very, very interesting one. So you obviously had the Calfnator firework build,
yeah.
but there was a headset in the mix as well. Dan got it stage 3 from the key. So he actually, so stage 1 with the Halcyon potential, he took the key over the war bonds and then was able to, he skipped the first, or he skipped it on stage 2, and then the second key was the headset. And then Ruddy did the same thing. He took the war bonds. But then from the key on stage 3, he was able to get the headset on stage 5.
Yeah.
And it was very, very close. They're finishing up now, but like
Did Roddy got Caffeinator too?
he did.
Yeah.
He actually had 2 ACBMs.
Yeah. That firework was kind of hidden though. It was on a chance ring. Pretty lucky that I got that.
Yeah. Super good job though. Let's bring in Ruddy and Dan. Hey guys. So you guys finished incredibly close to each other. Unfortunately, for you, Dan, Ruddy did manage to just barely pull out the win, getting second place. And you got third.
I'm gonna let Brian know he can concede if he would like.
Yeah.
Have a long phase 3.
Anyone find any ATGs?
Nope.
No.
God damn it.
Did someone like
Everyone's buying
recycle into a
2
pin?
ICBMs though. I found 2
Yep.
ICBMs. That's sick.
Do you found a firework?
Ugh. Yeah,
I did find the
it was doing so much.
Yeah, that was the entire build.
Uh-huh.
Did you find the firework, Roddy?
Yeah.
You guys weirdly all found the firework. It was in
It was
that
hidden.
random shrine, but you guys all hit it. Now, Dan,
Hell yeah.
so you did something very different. So
Yes.
stage 1, there's a war bonds in the potential. You opted for the key,
Oh yeah.
which,
Yeah, that's just like reflex, honestly.
well, but here's the thing. I think that was actually the right decision in that specific scenario because you got the headset on stage 3. Ruddy found the headset too,
yeah, I got
but
lucky with it.
he got it on stage 5.
You guys got a
I
headset?
got on the moon.
Dude, I think I would have got second place if I turned my Crunder on once in that Mythics fight. I did turn it on.
Oh, I didn't even
And
think
I
about
had
that.
Nerf
Yeah.
Clover. I'm like, I don't need a crowdfunder. Who needs that? That's
You didn't
fine.
find the caffeinator?
I did, but I took the recycler instead.
Yeah, and you got a band out of that, so I think it was a fair
Yeah, and a
trade.
Clover.
There's an ice band on stage 5 that Ruddy found, so I think he had it a little bit faster of a Mythics fight because of that too.
It was so
yeah.
annoying with that ice band because the double ICBM,
Yeah,
the fireworks kept rocking bands and it didn't help.
so you might have been better off with
One
just the one.
Yeah.
I didn't find any of this
I
shit.
mean,
Yeah, Brian, you
Yeah, Brian, you
You had
kind
a
of just
really
got like,
bad
the
run.
worst of both worlds, where like you didn't get the extreme side of either.
Because like
Yeah.
since I had that really stupid death early where I just wasn't careful and got bounced up, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try go a bit faster here, and I just found nothing.
touch bait. Always touch bait. It never works.
yeah.
Touch bait.
Ugh.
Yeah, the items are in the chests, Brian. That's where you get the items from. If you're looking for the good items, they're in the chests
Holy
around
this
the
Okay.
page. That's where I found my good items anyway.
I found them like in a few, but I opened like 3 chests that run. So
Let's see. All right.
Well, I'll tell
why-
you, there's 3 Australians and 1 Faku. So can you guys take a first place off him for a loadout, or
No.
you just
We
gonna
told
sweep?
you this
He
would
has
happen.
more points than all of you
It was destined.
combined.
Everyone, you didn't have to say it. No, we all saw it, Disputed. We didn't have to say it. We all saw it. Right? Jesus.
But I'm just saying, as a collective, can you guys beat him?
If we are a collective,
Fuck.
can we just go into a poll together and
Yeah,
Beat
well,
Faku.
it's a 3-man team race now.
Yeah.
Truth's getting sweeped, man. Tough.
All right. Well,
yeah, I want to get out of this call. Let's start. Too toxic.
Yeah, I wanted to. I want this to be over. Let's go.
All right, well, good
That's
luck,
what
guys.
guys.
Let's keep going.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Dan. Okay.
This guy just doesn't know how to leave a
He
call.
went in the Ruddy call. He went in
Anyway,
Ruddy's call.
man.
Wait, what did they say?
Collusion.
Go to that one fast.
All right.
Okay.
Well, anyways, getting into Blight Acrid.
Yep.
This run, man, I just got some dopamine when I saw the stages for this last run. As like a longtime racer, when I see those 4 stages, I just get so excited. I'm like,
Yeah.
favorite stage 1, favorite stage 2, favorite stage 3, favorite stage 4.
I mean, okay. Is this a banned pre-on situation? Like, fucking rush through phase 1 or stage 1? See if you can get both.
The thing is, like, bans are a little bit different than they used to be. It's a little bit harder to roll pots. I don't.
Oh, that's true.
Does
Well, we had.
KCC make it exactly the same as it used to be? I don't remember.
I'm not sure. I think like I played a lot on the first iteration, and then there's an update that I haven't played a lot of, and I think that changed pot rolling.
If it's back to normal, I would say yeah, rush it.
Okay, I think it's pretty similar.
At the very least, I think you want to get Prion on stage 3. I think a lot of people look at Blight as like, oh, I need to get a bunch of items to deal damage with Acrid. But I think it's quite the opposite. I think you want to play around your M1, look for damage equipment, and make sure you're playing fast enough that you're not getting outscaled by the enemies. Something you've seen develop a lot over the last year with the meta of Acrid, as the good players have managed to just take advantage of how strong Blight's M1 is with sprint canceling, and they're able to dodge attacks very well. But Recycler on Brian immediately, which is very interesting.
Man, I I just hate this Survivor so much.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love the Survivor.
I
I'm
don't mind
love
poison, but I'm not about that blight life. I like bite. I think bite can be really fun. Oh, Ruddy is about to die. Ruddy has a recycler. So does Brian as well.
Yeah, and the Halcyon Golem. I don't even know what it's called. Do you know the
Halcyon
gold? Is it Halcyonite?
I think so.
Okay. I thought that's what the name of the Gold Coast one was, but
Oh, yeah.
right? I don't know. Well, the gold guy is. It's difficult to fight with this loadout specifically because it's like pretty easy to dodge his attacks, but you just don't get really close to him. So I think with Blight Acrid having to rely on that M1, it's an enemy that actually really punishes you, which is kind of difficult.
It is.
All right, PK Frieza in chat said Halcyonite, and all my life I'm gonna listen to PK Frieza, so we'll go with that.
I don't know what. Oh, Aurelionite is the.
Aurelionite, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, everybody's got a recycler right now. This is kind of interesting.
Yeah, we'll definitely open up some
God.
divergences in the run.
Brian
Getting the
doing a
recycler
great job.
before the void cradle is really important here.
Yeah. Brian did such a great job looting that stage. That's impressive.
Yeah, that was.
He has like double everybody else's items right now.
We'll see if he ends up going for the band's Prayon. Unfortunately, they spawn at like the worst place you could
Yeah.
for getting fast bans.
I don't know. For doing this, I like to leave like around 3 minutes if
Yeah.
I'm gonna try for that. So you can go for one or the other, I think, at this point, unless you're just a god amongst men. It's really difficult.
Yeah, it is. It is very hard. I mean, Acro definitely makes it a little easier. You got the good shift, so you get to move across the stages quicker. I mean, I think if I'm them here, I like ping Godpot. If Godpot's there, I'll go for it. Otherwise, I'll take my time and get some
True.
good
Seems
items
like
and then just try to get the prey on.
Brian isn't really thinking about it. I think getting the shuriken though. That's
the
interesting.
Shuriken, I think you just really look for bans here.
Oh man.
Brian going straight for the teleporter though. I like what he's doing here. It's exactly what I was talking about, where you play in the director and you make sure that the enemies aren't outscaling you and you just take advantage of that M1.
Right.
But he's got to be careful here. It's really easy to just eat a whole volley of
Yeah.
the oil orbs.
Insta die. He's doing a good job. Maybe he can do both. I don't know. Again, it is just going to come down to where that pot location is.
Yeah. Falco, on the other hand, took the Void Band. And I'm guessing he's going to take the Void Band and then also just try to get the prey on with it. Which is a really solid play.
Yeah. I think that's smart. Especially if you don't think you can get both.
Yeah.
Just
and I mean,
guarantee the
also,
Freon.
I mean, Faku's not thinking he has to have a perfect run here. He's like, I want to have a solid run, maybe have fun, pick up the Void Band. Doesn't have too much to prove at this point, but the sweep feels really good, so that's got to be on his mind as well. Very rare to see an actual 4 loadout sweep.
Yeah. Especially these days when Cabbage and Zinc aren't playing nearly as much.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say I've seen like Cabbage do it. I think maybe seen Zinc do it, but it's not an easy feat. Dan having a very slow stage 1, so I think, and this is where you see Dan is a racer who he doesn't scrim too much. Dan's great at the game, like don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Has a lot of hours and just really understands everything about it well. But he doesn't keep up with the meta of racing as much, I think, because he's usually streaming, doing other stuff. And so, like, this is a good example. He's playing slow. He's thinking, oh, Blight's a hard loadout. Let me get a lot of items. Instead of thinking, let me play quickly and just go fight Mythics with my M1.
That was kind of the old Blight meta. Like, really take your time, full loot the stages. And now it's more so just go as fast as you possibly can. He did find the ATG, though, out of that shipping request for him.
That's true. ATG could definitely help. Brian picking up the capacitor.
Preon.
Well, he got there. Preon.
A glute printer. I think he just opened it. He wants to use the recycler a little bit more this stage. He might go back for it before he does the boss.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty valid play. It'd be nice damage for the rest of the run, but he should be able to get through stage 3 with just M1. And yeah, he's playing this really well. I mean, 830 with the amount of items he has, the amount of progress he's made in this run with stages.
I want to see him get a gas. If he gets gas, he's going to be looking good here. He's going back for the Preon now. And everyone else is still on stage 2. It looks like Ruddy's just now leaving.
And Ruddy doing his he hasn't done it much today, but he's going through the blue portal, which he's usually known for in races. I know you like doing that a lot as well, right?
Yeah. 9 times out of 10 it doesn't pay off, but there's that one time you find the drone man and win the run because of it.
Oh, whoa, interesting. So Brian gets a Murph out of the stage 3 teleporter. And you
Okay.
said there was a gloop, correct?
There is a gloop printer.
So I think he's probably going to re-roll this.
Ah.
Because he's got that recycler.
He's going to have to wait through that long pre-on cooldown, though.
True. I mean, Murph's nice, but I think Murph's pretty overrated against Mithrix. It's really hard to actually get those Murph procs.
I think maybe even
because
just
of
going for the
cooldown-
gloop.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, it's
If you, like, it's dangerous,
proc.
but if you can use it, like, we've seen runs in the past where it's carried. And especially with the new lantern item, like, it has kind of a synergy there.
it's true.
I don't know. It feels illegal to print a Murph into a into a gloop.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he did that without the recycler.
But
I think it's just a matter now. If he wants to spend 40 seconds on the gamble of a better boss item. So I think like empathy cores, for example, would probably be an upgrade here. I think
I don't know.
Chirp is definitely an upgrade, but
Yeah,
if I'm in his shoes, I'm like, I've got my prey on, I've got my items, let me get out of here.
there are so many things that aren't an upgrade though.
That's true.
Like you could get a neural, you
Yeah.
get a BG, which would be okay, but
Yeah, and maybe if he hadn't used his prey on and had like both charges of his recycler
yeah.
with that fuel cell, he goes for it. But
I mean, we might see someone
going
else go for
fast
it though.
is usually not a wrong move. That's true. Yeah, I would not be surprised if Dan does it. Dan has 2 fuel cells. He's got this recycler. Even
Faku,
stage 2 at minutes.
I don't think Faku will. I already picked up the Prion. I feel like it'll take a lot of time to go back for the recycler and then print it. Potentially get something worse. Might just go straight for the gloop though. I don't think like if we're talking about like optimal plays, like in a perfect world, I think gloop is probably better. Like if you play perfectly, but Murph is just going to be like a good AoE damage boost, especially with that ignition tank.
I mean, I like gloop when you have a way to damage yourself, you have bans, and you don't have watches. But
True.
they don't have any of those 3 things met,
Yeah.
They're not going to want to break their watch.
That's true.
I mean, yeah, there's a void ban, but it's not great. I think the other thing about gloop during Mithrix is the second other stuff starts spawning, it's a little bit harder to proc a band on Mithrix specifically. You have to get like right next to him.
You do.
So that's why I really like it on like Void Fiend. Like you can self damage yourself during pizza and proc the gloop, which is great.
Oh, Ruddy re-rolled into a little D.
Oh, interesting. That's call that an upgrade.
I wonder if did Ruddy get here in time to get the Prion?
Looks like he didn't.
Or I can't tell if he didn't or he just wants the recycler, which I think is also fair.
I'm not sure.
Because Prion is good, but it's also like, it's pretty
And there's
flawed.
an overloading Elder Lemurian Horde of Many on stage 4.
Okay.
So I think that,
Ooh, Ruddy found some gas. This is something Brian hasn't found. There we go. That Prion is looking pretty good. You could also,
Brion is paying dividends for sure.
if you're desperate here, you could lead him into the Void Seed.
That's true. And there's 2 Void Seeds actually, which is kind of unfortunate. I think with 1 Void Seed with a Prayon, you can pretty easily clear it out by just using the tendrils to hit everything. But with 2, they're probably not going to take the time to actually clear them.
No, definitely not.
But man, I'm rooting for Brian here. I want to see him get a fast run and just continue to play well here,
Yeah.
especially after having a kind of a rough third loadout.
I want to see
Faku's
Reddy
determined.
find like a speed printer or something. Get some use out of this little disciple. Because I do think, like, for Mithrix, it probably will be more useful than a Murph. Oh, an Aegis and a Sail Star in that. Bizarre.
Yeah, Sailstar is not bad. Don't think you want to get rid of 3 white items for it, though. Especially not this late into the run.
Yeah.
Only get 2 uses out of it. Faku doing a good job of staying inside of the teleporter during this difficult boss event.
Yeah, looks like there's a void touched elder over there harassing
Oh,
a gup or something. The elders are on him now. That's a little scary.
Yeah, he's gonna struggle until he gets his prey on back off cooldown.
Which is
Once he
in,
does, I think like a nice prey on void band proc will do a lot, but before that it's just tricky.
yeah.
Brian
I mean,
managed to finish the event though. Really like where he's at.
you see Ruddy kind of struggling too. Yeah, Brian got through that really well.
And Dan opts not to switch out the Molten Perforator while having the Recycler ready to go.
I mean, I feel like
Yeah, I mean,
it's
it's
fair.
not like a losing decision, I would say.
No.
It's just,
I think it's fair. It's just like Murph is kind of weird on Mithrix. It's not the best.
yeah. I think I definitely have a strong bias against Murph on Mithrix. I feel like it just doesn't hit that much.
Phase 2, it's all right, but like phases 1 and 3 does not do very much.
And it also depends when you're able to hit Mithrix. Like, if you're somebody like Commando that can easily shoot Mithrix a lot during Pizza, it's definitely really nice. You'll get some good Murph procs. I think Acrid struggles a little bit more to get in during Pizza.
But like, I don't know, like for this Elder event, Murph is going to be pretty good.
Definitely. And they do have an ignition tank. So
Yeah.
there's a little bit of extra damage there too.
Ruddy actually has 2, but he's the one that doesn't have it.
Oh, true.
But he does have the gas, which makes a big difference. It's actually pretty impressive that Brian is able to push this far without it. Looks like he's trying to lead the Magma Worm into the seed again.
Oh, broke watches, but the unstable transmitter gets him away from the Elder,
Oh,
making him a +5 there.
it saved him. Wow. Whenever I've had that item activate, it's killed me.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I'll be mid-jump, and then it'll, like, I don't know, like, on this stage specifically, I feel like I take fall damage. Like, if it teleports you to a lower elevation, I think you take fall damage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's an interesting gameplay decision.
I think it should, like, give you, like, a little bit of invincibility. Like, similar
that'd be
to a
really
Dio.
cool if it just gave you, like a Jade Elephant buff for, like, 2 seconds or something.
I also think if it was an equipment, it'd be a lot better.
Yeah. Having more agency with it would be
Yeah.
really nice. And Brian's kind of struggling here. I mean, you're not really able to deal as much damage to a Magma Worm. But I think he's just going to be able to play this slow and get through it.
Yeah. But he's
He
still
used his prey on to
struggling.
nuke down a Void Elder.
Ruddy not
He
having
might
that
be able
Prion
to-
is really
Yeah,
hurting
he
him.
uses a Void Reaver to actually explode and kill the Magma Worm here. Nice.
Smart. Ruddy still dealing with this void touched elder.
Mm.
It's such a
Oh, and
struggle.
Foggy found a Focus Crystal Printer, which is really strong on Acrid. And that's essentially the same as a Watch Printer
Mm.
with how it affects damage.
That is really good. Specifically
that
on
could
Blight. Like,
Yeah.
on Poison, you can you play it very differently, where you just kind of shoot them, and then you can run away if you want. You don't have to be in the circle to get the damage,
Yeah.
but with Blight, you're kind of in their face the whole time. I don't know. Brian is looking really good here.
Yeah, I mean he's gotta deal with Mithrix. Mithrix is really difficult
Does.
on Acrid. I think it's a big skill check for players. I was actually talking to Brian about it earlier today when we were just in a call talking about the game and about how Acrid's a great survivor for just showcasing a player's actual abilities and skill at the game to deal damage when it's safe and jump back out when it's not safe. But he just picked up a saver
Yeah,
spaces
speaking
and
of
has an
safe.
opal as well. And that's going to help so much during this.
Oh, that was what happened with the Void Seed there, because it looked like he had one enemy left. It looked like he used his Prion on it, and then I looked back and then there were three. So I must have like hit a gup or something, but it looked like he was trying to clear that out.
I didn't see. On Brian?
Yeah, I'm Brian.
Um,
Dan also found a safer spaces on stage 4 that nobody else seemed to find.
oh, interesting.
He's clearing this Void Seed. He's got one enemy left after this Void Reaver.
Yeah, I think Dan's just playing too slow to have a real impact on this run, though. Is picking up the big chest, though, and gets a Sonorous Whispers out of it, which he rerolls into a pocket ICBM. Actually, is really nice for him.
That is nice.
It's gonna work with that ATG he has that nobody else has.
And 2
So he's
fireworks.
just having a different run. But a different run also means he's on stage 4 while Brian is on the moon. So
Yeah. We'll
might not
see
matter too much.
this fight. I'm curious to see how it goes.
Yeah, I think the real story here is whether or not Brian's speed to get to the moon is going to overtake Faku having those 5 focus crystals during the fight. Because Faku has 5 focus crystals and 2 watches. Brian has 1 focus crystal and no watches.
I don't know.
Faku also made the decision of taking that Void Band stage 1.
Yeah. Which paid off.
Whereas Brian never really got one. And I think it's I don't know, it's
Brian
there's
messed up
times
the
where
skip.
Void Band doesn't help, but oh yeah, that is devastating.
That might lose it for him. There's a vase in that adaptive chest Dan just opened.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, Brian messed up again. Really giving Faku a chance to get in here. And, I mean, you can't discount Ruddy either. Ruddy's in about the exact same spot. Again, though, like, you're right, he doesn't have the same
focus
damage
crystals.
multiplication, yeah.
Yeah.
Where Brian at least had the advantage of being fast. But that's
Man,
kind of, that's quickly...
the skip, man. What I want him to do here is just bump into the arena and stop. Oh, no way. Man, don't mess it up again.
Oh.
Oh, surely he gets this up, though. Okay, he's getting up. But that is a lot of time lost. Now when we see Faku's just on the moon, the gap has been closed.
Yep.
And yeah, Brian's kicking himself about that. But if he can play aggressive, put his head down, have a good fight,
That's so
there's
sad.
a chance he can still do it. Faku also doesn't have the opal, which will make a big difference here. You're inevitably going to take hits from Mithrix during this fight. So that opal is going to be very important. Just having the spaces isn't going to be enough to not take damage.
Ugh. Oh no.
See if Aku can do the skip though. I'd like to think he just gets it first try, but it's hard to say. Not much speed, so it's a little bit tricky. I think maybe not any speed actually.
Is there anything Ruddy could find here that would give him a chance? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think at this point it's
I guess +5s on
too little, too late. Yeah,
the
plus
other
fives
racers.
could change everything. I do hope for Faku's sake he's able to get a clean run here though. I mean, having 4 loadouts with the +5s, it sounds like simple when you're not a racer. Like, oh, you just have four runs, just don't die. But it is so difficult to do 4 gauntlet runs in a row without any +5s.
It is. And especially getting first place and being the fastest one in every loadout. Like,
something we shouldn't forget about those focus crystals is they apply to Prayon as well. If you can get a hug Prayon with the void band, you're getting double damage with those 5 focus crystals.
that's true. That's one thing I thought about, like when the head tech was still in the game, and maybe there's another conversation to be had about that. But just like getting the initial Prion burst. Although I think Cabbage might have said that you can't.
I think it knocks you off.
Like he moves
Something like
before
that.
the Prion can hit.
Either way, Faku's damage is looking really good here. And also, if we look at the time, real time, Faku actually started about 57 seconds later. So
True.
I would say they're neck and neck.
We'll see how close it comes down to, because it
Yeah.
very
Faku
well
doesn't-
may just be those skips from Brian that cost him.
Faku doesn't have the shuriken though, and shuriken's very helpful during phase 2.
That's true. I don't know. There's a Beos.
Ruddy, on the other hand, is
grabbing
just
it.
printing Chaoses and
Oh, he's
recycling
re-rolling them. Looking for headset. He's desperate.
A little bit of trolling, maybe. I don't know about that decision.
I mean, at this point, though, like from our
See what he got.
perspective, it makes sense. But
ICBM,
it's like, looks like,
Runic Lens.
and then it looked like Behemoth was there too.
Oh, I see. There's a watch printer. He's printing them into watches.
Oh yeah, and then he's gonna go back for the Behemoth. Oh, smart.
Okay. That makes way more sense. No trolling here.
That's actually a really good play. I like that.
Oh wait, Faku +5'd.
Whoa!
No.
Caster curse. We were just saying.
And this means Brian is in a very good spot heading into phase 3.
Yeah. Faku breaks the
Brian
watches
has
from that as well.
pretty low HP here.
Could we see a Ruddy win?
Oh, I don't think Ruddy can catch up, but
If
Brian
Brian plus
definitely
fives.
+5s here. Using his Prayon just to kill some exploders. Desperate decisions being made.
See Dan hitting the stage 5 TP. Finally getting on the moon.
Imagine Dan wins this loadout.
Dude, that would be a twist. It'd be some M. Night Shyamalan shit.
Ruddy's actually gonna have like some really solid damage.
Yeah. 7 watches plus Behemoth. And then
3 crit as well.
3 crit, 2 Fistles. It's not bad.
And an APR. Yeah,
He made the best
he's
play
probably
possible
pretty
there.
good. Got the runic lens as well. I don't even know if that
true.
item's good, honestly.
It is,
but-
dude, bro. Runic
Oh, no!
Lens is busted.
All right, look at Brian. Look at Brian.
Okay. Oh, ate some pizza.
Oh, Ruddy is on pace to
Yeah.
to be the lone Australian to win a loadout today.
Look how quick
But
he's
anything
getting
can
through.
happen.
Yeah, we could see a Dan win potentially. I mean, Dan's on the fight as well.
Yeah.
Dan's like might get second. What is Dan's build? He's got 4 crit, ATG with ICBM. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
2 focus crystals. It could be a Dan win actually. I don't know.
Check if he can kill all this wisp because it's stuck inside.
Look at how close Dan and Ruddy are.
I'm gonna go tell Faku that he can kill all the wisp that's stuck inside the wall.
Wow. I didn't expect this. Ruddy on to phase 2 now. But Dan's getting there, and he can even like proc chain with like the ICBM and the Murph too. Get some giga damage. He kind of snuck up on everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you remember when I was like, Dan's having a different run, but part of that run is that he's on stage 4 while Brian was on the moon, but he's managed to close that gap.
I think it's going to be hard to beat Ruddy here, but like it's going to be close. Like this phase especially, he should be able to get through really quick.
And for anybody confused how Faku just, killed a wisp, there's a bug where wisps get stuck in the pillars, and in that situation we can kill it with the debug toolkit. He's not cheating.
Okay. Interesting. Ruddy is on phase 3 now.
Wow.
Dan is playing phase 2 really slow. I think Ruddy's going to take it unless he +5s here.
I mean, there's a lot of phase 3 left. It's very easy for phase 3 to creep up on you.
Wow. We might see Faku. We're probably going to see Faku in last here.
Yeah, at this rate, I think.
Unless,
well, look at the real time though. Brian's leaving at 36. Faku's at 34.
Wow. Okay.
So,
did Faku start that much later? I guess so. Yeah. I don't know though. This was a great last loadout.
Yeah, very exciting.
Okay, Dan's starting to pick it up. Still in phase 2 though.
Yeah, Ruddy's playing really clean here. I mean, he's barely taking any curse. He's doing a good job of recognizing the cooldowns on Opal and spaces.
Yeah.
And making sure when he does get hit, it's when those items are up.
And that Lil D is doing a lot here too.
Yep.
More than Murph. For sure.
I agree with chat. Acrid is a funny doggy. They really come with the insight, this Twitch chat. But yeah, phase 4 getting done. I think Ruddy's going to take a dub here. That's awesome. Australia makes it happen.
So I think Brian got to the ship around 37. I think Brian is going to beat Faku.
Is he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Or no.
What
No,
portal
no,
is
no.
there? If there's a good portal, he'll
Yeah.
get there.
I'm a minute behind in my head. Okay.
Tough break for Brian there because he really had potential to win this whole loadout. And
He did.
Instead, he's going to end up coming in 4th most likely.
See?
It just goes to show how close the margins are between these racers.
How fast can... Yeah, Faku should be able to. Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, had
like 9
Faku
seconds.
not +5'd, he would be taking this one real time actually.
And Brian He just if he got it one skip earlier.
Yeah, and I mean he did
Would've beat
+5 as
Faku.
well, but
So did Faku.
yeah,
Damn, it came down to the skips. Hate to see it.
yeah, no, just a good fourth quarter decision there from Ruddy to print all his white items, grab a bunch of watches. Really good. I'll pull him into the
Yeah.
call.
Hey,
You
Oh,
did it. First place.
we got to bring Brian
Yay.
in. Brian's
we
been
gotta-
sitting there for a long time. Hey, Brian. So you finished first real time, but unfortunately, it's probably a fourth. It was very close with Faku. You and Faku were the only two that +5'd.
Yeah, man, I fucking it was so bad.
It came down to the pillar skips.
Oh, bro, I
really?
wasted like a full on 2 minutes on that.
Yeah,
skip. Oh my god.
that was pretty rough. But GG ready. We were thinking like you were like going into the moon in third place, like Brian and Faku were like already fighting Mythics. They're like, there's no way Roddy can win unless he pulls out some insane strat and they +5. And then what do? You go to the soup, start re-rolling shit, get 7 watches with a behemoth.
Yeah, that helped a little bit.
And then they both +5. And now you're in first place. It was actually, for a minute, we thought Dan might have overtaken you because he like had a vase and he kind of came out of nowhere. But he had a really slow phase 2 and he's just now getting to the ship.
Okay. Similar run with everyone. Similar build.
Yeah, pretty much. Dan got an ICBM, which was pretty nice. You were the only one that went for the reroll on the Murph, and you got a little disciple, which I think was a good play. There's also that yellow printer on stage 3 that we thought maybe people would mess with.
Yeah, that's why I
nobody wanted
re-rolled
to.
it in the first place. So I figured I can chuck it back in if it's bad.
Mm.
How did you kill the Lemurians stage 4?
Void Seed.
Mm.
Yeah.
One of mine got Void Touch though. It was a pain.
Plus the Prion was nice for them. I killed the overloading on the Prion.
Yeah, I kind of wish I took Prion out of stage 3.
Oh, you didn't take Prion?
Well,
No, I kept recycling the entire run.
but the recycler on Moon was kind of legendary.
Yeah, that was very solid.
Oh, did anyone reroll the Void one, stage 1?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
What did you win?
It was garbage. It was like a what's
Tenta.
what's the Tenta, yeah.
Ah, 10th.
Hey, Dan, you got
Dan?
second. You got second.
Oh, huge. Spacky last. He's pretty bad at this game. He's last. Right?
Yafaku got
He's
third.
in there ready.
Third by 12 seconds. Yeah, very very close between third and fourth there.
Wait, that was the last one out?
You didn't die.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Buddy, calm down with your 33 minutes. Jesus Christ.
They got better real time, so
Well,
let's
Dan, you were actually,
relax.
I don't know. Like it was phase 2. You were like, you and Ruddy were at phase 2 at the same point. It just took you longer
Basically,
after that.
Took me forever.
Phase 2 and phase 3
did
like
you
really
get
slowed you down.
Good equipment, Ruddy, or?
I'd recycle the whole run.
Okay.
He did some fucking voodoo on the Moon though. He went to a soup. He printed 3 things, rerolled all of them. Got 7 watches and then a behemoth, and he was chilling.
Well, Jesus Christ Almighty.
I need to work on my accurate skip, man. That was
What accurate
Like-
skip? Did you not get one of the 5 saver spaces? What do you mean? What?
no accurate has a built-in pillar skip. But as in,
Oh, you
like,
don't mean
I
the
just-
spot over there, right?
I was just fucking
Right.
it up over and over again because I realized I wasn't pressing W like quick enough. I was pressing it too late. Oh
Yeah.
man, so annoying.
Rough.
Wait,
So the real winners here being that the Australians got more points than Faki. So Faki
True.
sucks.
I was gonna
That's
say,
right.
but
GG guys. Yeah.
What the fuck?
We did it.
You
how
denied
many
Faki this
Australians would
week.
it take to beat a Faku? 3.
No
It takes
sleep.
3.
God
I'm
damn.
actually like,
GG Faki. Well done, man.
Thank you. GG.
Yeah, great job, Faku. You played phenomenally today.
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of crazy of you, fuck you.
Well done. All right. GG.
Good race. That last
Fun
one,
run.
that was so
I love
fun to
Chef.
watch. You guys should all go back and watch that one because I think that's one of my favorite loadouts I think we've done this year.
Light accurate is
Really?
like 10
Yeah.
times as fun as Seeker and Chef.
Yeah, the secret
Right.
loadout today was really interesting as well. Just watching the back and forth between how the key worked and who had headset, who had caffeinator. That was really fun to see too.
Yeah.
Very close too. Everyone like within a couple of minutes of each other is always nice to see. Very good. God, Chef, dude.
And then
well
you
done,
did
guys.
really well in the last two loadouts. Like, just because these people are freaks of nature. Like,
I have no qualms how I did today. I'm happy.
31 and
Dan is the-
Load is
32.
always tough. Chef is Chef. The last two were fine.
Dan's the common man we put into the races to compare.
Yeah, I'm there for the average.
No, far from it.
All right.
Yeah.
Put Tully in here if we want that effect.
Should we wrap it up?
Like,
Gotta get Jones in a race. Sorry, Jones's dad in a race.
can we get Jones in a race, please? Oh my god.
Should we wrap it up and do the commands?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you guys enjoyed this, go check out the YouTube channel, ! YouTube should bring it up. If somebody can do that for me, that'd be great. Let's see. If you guys want to join our Discord, ! Discord, you'll get alerts on all of the times we go live. We go live every week, but it kind of varies because we're dealing with multiple time zones and different schedules. So to keep updated on that, best way you can know when one's happening is by being in the Discord. Let's see. What else does Ray say in his spiel?
Signing up for racing.
Oh yeah, sign up for racing. If you want to be a racer,
Please.
what is it?
Is it
Risk-
apply? I think it's apply.
riskofresources.com/apply, and you can submit your application there. Please, we are in desperate need of more racers. Like, we have had to skip a couple weeks recently just because not enough people were signing up. So if you think you got what it takes, please send it our way. What else? I think that's everything. Go check all these guys out. Very good Risk of Rain players, all of them. Even Dan. No, especially Dan.
That's valid.
I think that's it. Thank you guys for joining us today. And we'll see you